I'm giving him a lot of seconds. Give me a second. And the button has been pushed. Everybody say hi.
What the fuck is up, everybody?
A lot of seconds. Welcome back to mlptg, the Bannermanes, episode number 97, Community Service.
But what will happen today, that is for me to know and you to find out, as for what happened last time, Mr. 777s.
We got to Arelon. We went to the dorms where Penguin wanted to show us everything. We met 777's mom. In the meantime, we also met Sarsaparilla, who Moonplanter pulled to the side to say, "Oh, we got to talk about this this egg business." So we pulled himself, Sarsaparilla, Jinx, and Swift to say, "Let's talk about this." And Sarsaparilla was like, "Well, I can't actually help you too much because she's basically with the most well-hidden people to begin with." So that happened. They went and enrolled in some classes. Triple got arrested. Then after that, in the classes, they were learning various rituals. They went to go talk about this whole business with what was the city called? Artland. Yeah, they talking about Artland, that place. They were like, this is a Holbeck. Yeah, Holbeck's. We got some problem there. Can you fix it? And they're like, okay. I guess we can, but we're gonna need money for it. And now, they're trying to determine. They're trying to learn a new ritual, resurrect. And if I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong here. The Civrev is the guy we gotta talk to learn that ritual. Am I wrong there?
Negative. So they pretty much just said, Moonplanter brought up 300 vials of people and said, revive. I want these all revived. And they were just like, oh my god, that is going to take a lot of money.
That's the money part, but I'm wondering about what the thing that was blocking the resurrection ritual, which was another goal the party had.
It was at first the lack of a subject to do it on. Currently, is kind of the deal. With Ophi, they only went over the practical first parts of the resurrection ritual.
I see.
Yeah,
okay,
we were essentially waiting for someone to bite the dust.
Okay, that makes it a lot more clear. That happened. I know that Moonplanter wants to go on a date. They drank some alcohol that really seemed to be LSD laced, and yeah, I think that's it.
The juice.
How did you know about that? You were in prison.
This is me out of character.
This is 777's and his theater narrator. It's his voice from the heavens. All right.
Yeah, not that 777's, not the character, the guy.
And that's when we're gonna kick it off with you, Triple. On this wonderful morning, you are awoken by a really loud horn. That kind of horn, pretty much.
Reveille.
Yeah, and pretty much your dad, Mr. Fourleaf, he walks in. Rise and shine, Dribble! And he opens your cell. He kind of there's a little holding cell that they have you in, pretty much, but he pulled some of those strings to get you one of your own. So you just kind of had your own cell, pretty much. He goes to open it, and then he kind of blinks down. That's funny. I could have swore I locked this.
I definitely wouldn't try unlocking that.
Oh, fair enough then. I guess it was locked. I was just making an assumption. Yeah, he opens the door. That it. He holds it open. Another day, another dollar.
Oh, what are dollars, Dad?
You've never seen a sand dollar before?
Oh, yeah, we gotta go to the beach sometime again. This reminds me of the time we went to the beach.
Wow.
And with that being set in motion, he guides you out. He's pretty much just taking you around the if we go back to the Arelon map here. is a good course of action at this current time. He's pretty much just doing as normal. He's taking you up and down the rune guard. People don't really seem to have too much of a problem with you being there. You nervous for your court day?
Not really, actually. I think I've come to peace with it. As long as I can just say what I want to say.
And he kind of nods. But you do have your own team. And he kind of looks at you, a little bit more sternly. Don't go getting yourself in more trouble than you need to.
All I gotta do is just say what happened exactly. I'm gonna plead guilty, and we'll just see what happens there.
And he kind of thinks for a little bit. Well, I hope it works out for you, son. He gives you like a little bit of a rub on the head. Rub, rub, rub. And then, briefly, give me a blind perception triple within the prison here.
Yeah.
Wait a second, Mimely, real quick.
What's up?
Looking at the stream, it's still saying the stream is starting. I don't think you actually switched.
Oh yeah, hang on, I gotta. I see. It's okay. Still getting voices and whatnot. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And blind perception. There it is. Yeah, triple. You hear murmurings about a thing. Namely, from some of the other guards. It's kind of like one of those things where, other guards are obviously doing other things. And one of the things they seem to be talking about is something being wrong with a local ley line. Some things that you hear along the grapevine as you're going up and down the prison area. As for the rest of y'all, I believe you guys had found a place to sleep, and thusly awake. Not juiced out anymore. I would like to think.
Oh, me fucking head.
Jinx kind of laughs. It was funny. I saw it explode a couple times.
Did you give me one of the head popping drinks?
And she starts like kind of snickering a little bit. I was curious.
Opie just shakes her head. You know we have to defend a friend in court today, right?
He'll be fine. Swift's probably sipping a coffee, recovering.
We could always break him out.
I think we have to go
Something tells me
that
that's not a good
far.
idea.
Has he contacted any of us to be there for him?
He does have his one call today, and like I said last session, his dad can certainly pull strings to get you the one-on-one private time talk. You all need to go see him.
Alright, probably Ophi.
I believe Ping and I were probably the, well, at least I'm the character witness, and Ping is more the actual witness.
I am a perfect witness to his character. It's very good.
Well,
I know we've got a lot going on, learning our spells and investigating a murder, but we should probably be there for him.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
I'll be there if they let us in.
It will allow a max of 3 creatures in.
Oh, he's gonna do
max of 3.
For like a
Sure,
private, for a private, like, triple, like talk to triple in the prison thing.
Oh, you're talking about in the courthouse.
Legal counsel.
Oh.
the
Well,
only one he's actually. Here's the thing. He's gonna allow Tangent and Ophi, but oddly, he's not going to allow another person. Despite that, you would think he'd invite Moonplanter too, but for some reason he's omitting him here.
I'm sure
Alright.
Moonplanter will get some very good therapy to deal with those hurt feelings later.
You'll see what I'm doing later. Alright. Only trust, are they here?
yes, I will assume that they've made their way there, unless they explicitly object to me doing so. So,
Triple, how you doing, buddy? It's gonna hug him. Hug him up. The prison food could get you down. We brought you some snacks.
What kind of snacks?
Oh, muffins.
Man, yeah, that's good.
They
Yeah,
cut
he's
the
gonna.
muffins in half before we were allowed to bring them in. Otherwise, they're really good. There's blueberry muffin. There's chocolate muffin.
You gotta go with blueberry. It has antioxidants in it. Listen. I would have wanted Moon Planter here too, but I don't. I only trust Divine's here with it because I know you guys do confessions. Listen, I told Ophi the whole story, but Ophi, please don't tell anyone else about it. Just only Ophi can know the full story for now.
Okay, so I'm not allowed to know?
I'll tell you what I'm going to tell the court at least. I did the crime. I cheated on a test. Then I destroyed the orb because you see during the test there were these little orbs spying on us. And I destroyed that orb because it had evidence of me cheating on the test. I will then admit to that crime. Then, the real reason why I'm here is because even though I've admitted to that crime before, the courts apparently wanted to do another phase of punishment on me, and I left. No one told me about this, and this is the facts. No one told me about this. So then I left. And apparently that was a crime. So I'm going to go in there, I'm going to apologize, and I'm going to say I'm ready for whatever that punishment was and whatever extra punishments I need to have for running away. But please go easy on me because I didn't know. Basically that. I did it. I'm guilty. Do whatever you want to me. The one pony that not pony really, but the one individual I don't want in there is Penguin. He can't be in that courtroom.
We'll make sure to keep him out.
Wait, who can't?
Penguin.
Right.
Tangent's like, what kind of test did you cheat on? Academy test?
Yeah, it was like an entrance exam.
Oh, okay. Do you know what the punishments are?
Not really, but they're definitely not as bad as death. Is the only thing I can piece together right now. So, anything less than that. He's kind of like thinking about it. I'll tell you a little bit more. I'll tell you what really happened, but I just need to make sure that you guys don't tell anyone else. You'd understand why if you knew.
Danger says, okay.
Ophi nods, and that is your choice.
But he has given it to Ophi, and actually, yeah, that's pretty much what he's gonna tell them. Pretty much that's his plan. He's gonna admit defeat. He's gonna admit guilt, and just see what happens. And that's his whole testimony.
I'm just gonna hand him a clipboard and a pencil and say that he should write down his apology to read out loud to the court. So he can get everything down that he wants to say. And she says, make eye contact. It's very important that you make eye contact. And look humble, but not too humble.
Oh, okay.
You would have played at the court a bit.
And Tangent train him a little bit here. Doctor him up a bit.
Yeah, what do we roll for that?
I don't know, just kind of like in character, but yeah.
I think it's diplomacy. I think that would be diplomacy roll.
Yeah, give me a diplomacy roll to see how it's done. Yeah.
Okay, not blind, because you need to see the...
Oof.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I rolled kind of shit. Couldn't give him my scores.
But I get the concept.
Tangent is not very good at explaining this.
It turns out legal mumbo jumbo is not her forte.
Everything I know from Better Call Saul.
Ophi will step forth and remind you it's worth admitting what you did wrong, but I would draw the line there. Do not take blame for leaving. You did not know you were going to be punished.
Yeah. I'll definitely try to impart that as best as I can. I'm sending you something, Frank.
Gotcha.
Fantastic. Is there any other information you guys want to convey to each other before Pingwing tries to gather the gang for another great day at school?
No, he's just gonna go back to playing solitaire and eating blueberry muffins.
Tangent asked how long we're allowed to stay to talk.
I mean, just say like an hour. You guys have plenty of time to go kind of back and forth. I will say, Triple, you're a little disappointed as your blueberry muffin has no blueberries in it.
What?
What?
It seems like something
This is
small
truly-
had probably taken them out.
That little shit.
Oh god.
You like berries.
I hope he
Berries
washed his
again.
hands.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
No.
Yeah.
After we're done with the chat, Tangent wants to go to her classes to wrap up the spells that she's learning, which are Discern Location, Talking Corpse, and Detect Alignment.
Fantastic.
Get those done.
All right. Ophi, are you also departing the triple here?
Yeah, I assume so, unless the message I'm about to get has anything to do with the situation we're currently in.
Don't worry, it won't add too much like for our interactions here. It's just like a reminder of what I said.
Fantastic. In that case, we have our school day. Pingwing is once again not using his bag of holding, is instead opting to carry all of his books in a very like flippable sort of way, you know. But thankfully, it doesn't seem like any NPCs around him want to flip the books out of his hand. How nice of them. He is, however, gathering everybody up, knocking on doors for the people who weren't going to see Triple that were, knock, 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 knock. Mr. Player, it's another day of school!
And Moon Planer drops down from the ceiling. Yeah, I was just waiting on you.
Oh boy. And he turns around and he hobbles with his book. He's just going door to door to door, pretty much saying that same thing. School time!
Is the investigation team going to be starting on that while we're in class?
Oh, no. They only do their cases like that in the afternoons after everything's been done.
No,
Some of
I mean the dead body.
Oh. And he kind of thinks, well, I'm not one with the police. Or the guards, rather.
May take some finagling on my end, or maybe we can address that after Triple's trial.
Okay. Pingwing, I had a question about the professor whose name I totally remember in character. He never speaks. Is it possible for me to communicate with him, or is it better just to write down everything he says?
What, you didn't just think what you said back to him?
No, I was completely unsure of how to do this. I've never really learned in a classroom style before. Except for a couple of times when Dr. Andon pulled me into his office, but that was more of me getting yelled at.
Oh. Well, he's really good at, he kind of thinks, viewing people's thoughts, so you pretty much just have to think your thoughts to him. His classes are usually really quiet.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. He gets really annoyed if you talk the whole time. Which I think is exactly what Moon Planer did the day previous.
No, Moon Planer actually didn't say much. He heard the thought, stay on the path, and he disobeyed that. He was silent through the class and just wrote down everything.
Can't believe Moon Planer's made it into his bad books.
So quickly, too.
Okay. Knock, knock, knock. Swift. Everybody's up. Just refreshing myself. Swift is also going to classes, learning some of the basic stuff, right?
Classes or whatever they could like learn in a library, Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, because he's got all he can learn is like level 1 and 2 spells right now. So, well, 1, 2, and 3.
Pingwing will effectively take out a small thing for you, just like he would have done like the day before, pretty much. It's kind of like a guest pass to the library, so you're allowed into it and stuff. With a little fancy arcane mark on it with his signature. And
It's been a minute since I've been to school, and even longer since, well, I've never learned anything about magic, so most of mine has been self-taught with you at the least, but,
Isn't it fun?
I think at this point I know how to...
No, it's... See, look, he's smiling! And Jinx is also, like, looking between. Yeah, he's smiling alright.
Well, I've got a great study partner, so, yeah. If I can do it in the library, then that's fine by me. Not really learning anything too advanced here.
Fantastic.
Nerd! But I'm also around if someone needs help with investigations or checking out like the building that's burning or the dead body or pretty much whatever.
Just don't leave any sticky pages behind.
Fantastic.
That one.
Hmm?
And it says that one that we have that shows the moment of death. What spell does that cast?
Oh, the wand. She's asking about the wand.
Yeah.
What spell that one casts.
Let's see.
I forgot who had that one, so you'll have to...
I'm pretty sure it's an airship. Wand of ghostly tragedy.
Truly tragic.
It's just in the party loot, which is the one that Swift holds. So.
Yep.
I suppose maybe we might take a trip and see what happened to the lad.
Mainly, in character, does Tangent know how long her spells will take to master?
Well, learning spells and going to them here, pretty much, they're giving you a risk-free environment for failure and stuff, too, so part of that comes with this just being, like, the week that you guys are putting in to learn it. Smaller spells are only going to take you a day or two, but, like, some of the higher-level rituals and things that people are learning are going to take the week.
Walking Corpse is level 4, so...
Yeah, it'll take you a couple days.
Okay.
So you've already,
We've only done one of school so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This is, yeah. So, kind of like splitting off into your various classrooms. Once again, you have all the professors, which I should give you your guys' professors' names. I feel like that gives them a little bit more of a presence for y'all, if you guys wouldn't mind me looking at my notes really quick.
Professor Voltec is Moonplanter's professor.
Yes, Professor Voltok, a nerf-bound pony-kind professor of herbology. Professor Primrose is who is teaching you, Tangent, the Sphinx Professor of Higher Divinations, very large classes, if you recall. Yeah, Primrose. She kind of wears 2 sets of them, depending on how big she needs to make her eyes. And there is Dr. Pragstar, who is a Sphinx resident of the... he's a Luminance priest, specifically, within the hospital of the school itself, and that is who is teaching Ophi her ritual. There's also, of course, the General Studies Mimic. He doesn't like to give out his name, but apparently he knows what...
Cabinet.
Yeah, Professor Cabinet. He's okay with that name. But he is the one teaching Fortuna things, occult things, weird things. Now, I'll start with you, Tangent, Professor Primrose. Sphinx Professor, as you kind of like go in to her divinations. Let's see, you were doing detect alignment and discern location with her. So,
yeah.
Today's lesson would start with discern location. What level spell is that again?
8.
8th level spell. Yeah, that's gonna take you some time. So, let's see how well you do. Would you give me a religion check, actually?
Yeah.
Now, you said spells usually 1 hour per level of the spell.
Yep, but also that's assuming that you have the chance of failure.
I rolled kind of shitty.
Like here, they don't care how many times you fail. You pay the price of the thing. It just takes longer to learn because a couple times you might fail actually making that roll.
Okay.
I'm just seeing like how well it's coming to tangent at the moment, which it seems to be pretty understandable. There's a couple things that you actually didn't know involving discern location, namely around some of the things that you might need to do it, some really weird theory that surrounds, universally God for God, like how they actually how you communicate with them. She's pretty much teaching you like all the right questions to be asking. Small things that you need to be doing like on your daily preparations. She's setting you up in that way. It's probably what the majority of your lesson is on that one. Getting you all set up from there. At one point, she actually does have a little bit of a query for you. My dear Tangent. Tangent? My dear?
You're not hearing.
Have you only come to this school to learn divinations, or perhaps more? I am just curious.
I'm also here to help my friend Triple.
Oh, of course. I suspected as much, she says, totally probably not having suspected that initially off the bat, but that's how she talks. She kind of paces a little bit. What about in the realms of magic? I am curious. You seem to have a really good grasp on spells of this nature already.
Well, I am a cleric.
She kind of nods. Curious. I was just wondering if perhaps there was another art you were looking into. I could give a recommendation to your professors based on your learning style.
Yes, I would be interested in druid spells, but I don't know any druids.
More of the winter druids are out and about these days. Take off to the foggy Feywilds, they typically like the snow, she sighs. In any matter, if you have need of another professor for another school at some point, do give me a ring. I would be more than happy to give them your recommendation.
So we'll keep you in mind for ascending.
Awesome. And Fortuna. He pretty much taught you sending, no problem. But now, Pingwing is once again, taking the books he needs. He's come to the back of the class just to make sure he keeps the illusion on you, right? And he's like, as this is happening, it turns out that Dr. Cabinet here is this is way too intense for what we're doing right now. Why is incidental playing? I don't need that. Right. Yeah, that was like that got really intense out of nowhere. All right, we're gonna do this one right here. This is a good casual one. All right, Dr. Cabinet. This seems to be he seems to be in a really good mood today. You know what we're learning today?
What are we learning today, Professor?
And the Cabinet smiles like wooden teeth. Like it's like the doors split into this wooden
like Monster House.
Yes, literally like Monster House. It's like the smile is like that.
Oh.
Terrifying things. I hear you wish to learn a spell of that nature.
Yes, indeed, I do.
Let's
I eat hot dogs.
Let's begin. And his eyes flick up to Pingwing, who looks up, and he suddenly looks a lot more nervous. I am not a willing participant to this study. Oh, what a shame.
Come on, Penguin, just a nibble.
No.
Okay, what do we use as a test subject then?
And that's when he kind of waves I guess a door handle or something, whatever he uses to wave for how a cabinet would wave, right? And that's when you see a few illusory bunnies start hopping around the room.
Oh, they're so cute. Look at them.
Lesson 1, and then he just goes forward and chomps one. Being an illusion, obviously, like it's very convincing because suddenly there's like a shrieking little baby bunny who's like bleeding everywhere.
Are these bunnies illusion or are they real?
You could give me a will save.
Will save. I gotta save some willies. All right.
As far as you're concerned, these could, like, I mean, we waved. They look pretty real. And then he kind of like rips at it, and as he does, he throws it against the wall. You hear the of the rabbit hitting the wall, and as it kind of stumbles down to the floor, it like twitches for a second, and then just gets up like nothing happened, continues wandering around.
Are they immortal?
They're practice materials. And he says, looking at you, if you wish to cast the spell of which you requested, you must have the mind willing enough to be able to willing enough to take on such an aggressive act. Can you get in such a mindset?
Well, one time somebody tried to steal a coin on me, and I almost killed them.
Use that anger and bite the bunny. It's pretty much like just like occult teachers are just teaching really weird shit apparently. Give me your occultism check. We'll see how well you're picking up today's. Yeah.
Bite the bunny. How is she gonna bite the bunny?
Ooh.
Apparently, really fucking good. Fortuna, you summon the inner anger of Coin Rage. Flipping some switches, trying your best to like
Flipping
mimic
some switches.
Yeah, flipping switches, being angry, combinations of however you would like Fortuna to be able to cast spells. And all like you're starting to get the hang of it. Like you could actually start forming like the weird mouth thing that he does, in order to actually like accomplish the thing. The blood part is coming along, but pretty much it takes you till like the end of that school day before you finally get it down. How does Fortuna's blood feast look, Anon?
Well, I mean, this is Mare Fortuna, so it looks like
right.
Regular thing. But I guess in the automaton form, it's just her head is actually splitting open. You see all the internals and they just close on somebody, and the internals of her, her internal components pretty much just shred everything.
So like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, pretty much Five Nights at Freddy's, but I don't like FNAF. But I guess at this point we gotta fucking roll with it. Yes, it's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's.
All right, Anon likes Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't fuck you. No, I don't like it. I hate that shit.
Is that what Madame Fortuna is based on?
No, shut up.
Shit! No way, Anon. You should have told us.
What?
We're waiting every night.
Animatronics, wow.
Five Nights at Tuna's. Let's go. All right.
Anyway, Mr. Mimic Professor, I love this new module. Thank you.
And he nods. Yes, module. And he kind of looks.
Oh, it's just a way it's how I say when I learn spells.
Fair enough. I call mine shelves. And then he opens himself. And there's shelves in there, but there's not really shelves in there. He opens himself up, and you see a big fucking tongue that's just slapping shelves in the inside.
Oh, hang on a second. I'm
actually mimic.
Gonna give a deception check for that.
Go for it.
It's a regional dialect.
He doesn't seem to be too suspicious of your shelf quip. Penguin on the other hand, who has been studying the background of all this, is gently starting to push. Like, not really push. He's like, okay, Fortuna, we should get out of here. And he seems to be looking at all the like dead bunnies that are all over the floor now. And he's just like, I think I'm gonna be sick.
You have a napkin. I think I gotta clear some blood from my mouth. Over, actually.
Nonsense! And the door slams its door shut, and all the bunnies just kind of just disappear. Yep.
Well, next person.
Lesson concluded. You seem like you have a good handle on what you know. And he kind of like nods. He seems pretty damn impressed that you didn't lose your nerve during his lesson. Respect earned.
Based. I'm gonna add that to the spell list then.
Based, yes. Those were pretty low spells, so you pretty much only needed like 2 days to piece those together. Ophelia.
Hi.
Hi. You head on into the hospital. Noticeably, give me a blind perception check, Yi.
Sure. Blind.
Poor guy just saw your that image that you posted.
That's what I was thinking of as you described the bunnies.
Based. As you guys Ophi, as you kind of like enter the hospital, there seems to actually be more of a worried hubbub around. People are like pushing sick patients here and there, and a little bit more of a worried sort of nature. They seem to be hooked up to a lot more like strange, like runic slabs and stuff than what would be normally applicable in going over it. And Dr. Pragstar seems to be one of them that's kind of like pushing with like one of the residents in the same scrubs as you have. And get that one to the intensive care down the hall. We can still make sure that she's safe. Hook her up to one of the electric rooms if you can. Thank you. He keeps pushing. Ophelia. Hello.
Doctor, what's going on?
Unfortunate happenings. He kind of like rubs the back of his head a little bit. Having trouble lately with the School of Necromancy. He kind of like thinks a little bit. Many of those spells that we use to help heal people and the like of that nature are just refusing to work or not working as effectively as they normally would. And we're unsure why, so having to use more conventional methods. And he gestures to his healer's kit, which he probably has on his person. It's times like these when I wish Amden were here.
Well, it's a good thing I haven't finished my retraining lessons. I can possibly help out with that as well.
And he kind of blinks. Would you? And kind of like looks like a little bit hopeful. We could use the extra help. It would, however, put a little bit of a delay on your classwork, if you are okay with that.
Classwork is nothing compared to the lives of others. This would be my honor.
And he kind of nods. Bravo! All right. And then he starts, guiding you around the place. I'll take a medicine check from you.
Sure.
And I believe you have you have a ward medic, don't you?
Yes, I believe. Let me double check that though. I believe I have all the standard sort of skill feats for it. Yeah, ward medic, continual recovery, battle medicine, yada yada, as well as assurance. But I don't think I'll be rolling assurance.
Based.
There we go.
And
she'll also throw in a heal just to see if her necromancy magic is also giving her problems.
Yes. Give me a flat check.
Sure.
As you go to try to cast your spell, you do so with difficulty. You beat the flat check, and you are able to get the spell off, but it's pretty much like the kind of difficulty you wouldn't assume most commoners to be able to really pull off. It's pretty hard to actually summon that energy that you need to be able to do it. Something in the air isn't.
Feels like it's
off. Yeah.
Well, that's not good. I am going to make a religion check to see if I can think of anything that might be of that might cause something like this sort of an area effect of disrupting healing magics.
Fair enough. Go for it.
Yeah. And on that note, I will also ask the doctor if the corpse of the late Babbage Senior had been moved here.
All right. Well, one thing at a time here. So with the religion check to determine what might be off, Given that you aren't able to really summon that normal energy that you pull down to it, something is kind of like severing a little bit of that the energy part of your connection to the divine, less so than your spiritual one. Usually that kind of thing means there is a ley line that is out of whack.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm remembering that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ley lines, they are a thing, and there's many of them that come here. Now,
See, I don't think there's anything I can do with that.
as you asked for the late, which was that? What?
Babbage's father.
Ah, yes. He kind of thinks that would be a question for Mr. Sivrev.
Okay. Then I'll worry about that after we're finished up here.
Ah, fair enough. And with that medicine check, Ophi, I say this with extreme honesty. You are like the best doctor here, aside from Dr. Bragstar. I mean, like, medically speaking, your holistic... He would actually compliment you that your holistics care is on par with... I'm not sure if you've ever met him, but Dr. Amden, Aggressive Goose, down in Bleakburn.
I've heard stories. I've never actually met the goose.
Ah, one of my old co-workers, if you happen to see him. Let him know I said hi. He won't like you for it, but he smiles.
I'll be sure to then. Should be interesting.
Fair enough. So yes, he is actually really happy that people are kind of remaining stable today. With some of the equipment on the fritz, there's study subjects that have just kind of gone offline, and that is usually led to coding, like that kind of thing. But like, to go over and just like immediately put people back into at least a stable or working order, better, and save a good amount of student projects that were currently in the works for their own studies. So all in all, very good critical success.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm going down the list here, just making sure I'm and Moon Planner.
Yes.
You make your way to the back. Now you have to find your way back there where all the forest is, and if I haven't shown it yet, which I don't think I have, I do have to post a thing by one of our players that is an absolutely great reference of the current state of affairs that you guys are in currently. That on stream for ya. Done by Mr. Anon the Anon.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
So, man.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome. I've been talking about this all week, by
I
the way.
took some creative liberties with it, but it's a fun one.
Yeah. So going toward... Yeah, absolutely stellar. Love it so
That's
much.
great.
So where is he going? Which tower is it?
He's actually going to the back of the school. This one isn't a tower, it's an herbology department.
Right.
So it's back there where, the primal students have set up what seems to be that little forest that you see in the back of the way. Kind of leading to this here area. Once again, going to the thing, you hear that voice in your head. Stay on the path.
This time, Moonplancher will think a response. Actually, I think I can tame the animals and the plants on the way to you.
If you think you could tame nature, you are wrong. Stay on the path.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Give me a reflex save.
Would knowledge or would nature checks do anything to tame what's in here?
No. The things here are trying to snap at you as you're going through them.
Not
Okay.
one. Oh.
I don't think you have green empathy like a druid would. Alright. Yeah, I mean, like, you're pretty adept at dodging these things. For the most part, they're probably no bigger than, like, level 9, given the DC that you're trying to beat here. But, with your evasion, you're able to dodge most of them. And he is standing just as stalwart as ever, right in front of the department. And in your head, you once again hear it. You have much to learn. He just goes back into the building.
Planner will follow me.
Alright. This time, the entire department, like all the shelves and everything, kind of seem to be moved to the left and right. Like, I guess slightly outside of the greenhouse. So, like, the greenhouse itself that you're in, this department, the building that you're studying in, doesn't actually have any plants in it. Like at least the rows that it did previous. It only has like one. There's a tree in the middle. Since you seem that you would like to tame nature, perhaps you will excel at killing it. Today we are going to learn Garden of Death.
What a cool name.
That's pretty awesome.
Moonplaner takes out his notes.
You will not need those, and he looks at your notes. You do sufficient enough.
Moonplaner snaps the book shut, puts it back in his bag of holding.
And this is where I'll ask you to give me a nature check.
Blind?
No, this is just how good you're picking up his lessons, pretty much as the time goes on. Seeing nice. Now, as you are going through his lesson, he is drilling you a lot more than even yesterday. And drilling in the way that like he stacks on information after information after information, all the way like, and then just like as he does so, he'll interlace questions about past things that he had asked you, and you may drop one or two, but you stay on the ball enough to kind of like start the actual practical part of his lesson, which is in fact in killing this one plant that's in the middle here. He kind of gives you an example to start. He starts a ritual, or at least like a little bit of magic, to take the tree. He kind of shows how he can just gently suck away its life. You see the leaves wilting a little bit, but he could also give it. Then they perk up. You must learn how to control these energies. And then when he steps back to let you try, now you try. Moonplaner, I take it you wave your hooves do the things that you need to take with as much of the learning that he does, yeah?
Well, he would bring up, thanking, of course, respectfully, Professor Voltak, I'm not skilled with positive or negative energies. I'm a ranger.
And he kind of squints a little bit. You needn't be skilled in anything. You must connect yourself to the energies of nature itself. And he kind of squints. You had just told me that you were good with nature. I expect you to be good with nature. And he steps back. He steps back just to the thing. And he's just like waiting for you to try it. Try your hand at the at a practical example here.
Then Moonplanter will take the soil around the plant that he's supposed to kill. He'll spit into it to make mud and like wipe it on his face. And then he'll attempt to convene with nature and try to suck the life essence out of it.
Nice. And that's where I'm using that check there, as you try to, like, suck some life out of it. Yeah, you do. In fact, Mr. Planner, during this lesson here, you gain 5 temporary HP as you start sucking the life out of this here plant. Though, you can't stop it once it started. And eventually, the entire tree just starts to die. And Mr. Voltak is just standing there behind. Still, much to learn.
I had a character mainly. Garden of Death is about collecting poisonous plants and animals to a location.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is this part of that ritual, or am I kind of learning something different?
He's teaching you a part of the ritual, which is, mainly trying to get you to connect to nature, less so than positive and negative energy planes.
Awesome.
Yeah, but he's just kind of like looking at you a little bit. You will not be able to harness the energies or harness the nature that you wish to control if you cannot connect yourself to it. He says in your mind. Again, and then the lesson continues from there. Progressing, but it's a little bit harder for Moonplaner given the check there.
Professor, maybe I'd learn faster if I went to the year 3039 wildfire area.
And he squints. You are not permitted to enter such areas.
Why not, though? What's there?
He says something in your head that you're not able to understand.
I'd be more than willing to learn Druidic if you teach me.
And then he squints at you. This is not a class of jokes.
It's no joke. I really do want to know what's there.
As do many curious people who do not understand how nature functions.
Well, as a ranger, I spend a great deal of time with nature. I may not know its intricacies as well as you or any other druid does.
Being in nature does not mean you are connected to it.
But I'm still part of it.
And he kind of nods a little bit. This much is obvious. The cycle of life and death, everybody is a part of it, yes. Does not mean that you understand your connection to nature.
If I were to have a chaperone, would I have permission to go and see it?
No. He says very simply.
Very well.
And past there, he just continues his lesson. He's very no-nonsense, no fun. This is not a very fun class. It's when it comes down to it. Once again, very quiet in itself. I think you've just been communicating to him within your head, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the only thing you could, that's really disturbing a lot of the silence is either just walking around, doing the things, or the birds outside here. Going down the list here, I think I got all the folks who were in school today. Swift!
There's a lot of pretty interesting spells in here.
Ooh. And, it looks like Jinx is kind of like holding up a book somewhat sideways, similar to that Columbo image that Anon posted the other day. And she's like kind of like looking. She looks to be like looking at like a series of body diagrams, but she's like holding the book sideways, kind of like looking at it. These are very interesting postures.
What, getting some ideas, are you? What kind of postures? What is she? I'll peek over. What kind of postures? What's going on there?
She turns the book, and it's just anatomical diagrams of the Kieran body. And it's like Galileo style ones. None of these look remotely comfortable.
They look like a template, if you will.
Something like that.
Let's see, I'm kind of looking around. There's Sudden Bolt looks... I can't click these and link them, but... This... he's kind of... Well, is he able to... First off, am I able to find, like, uncommon books that just have uncommon spells, or at least references to them? At that level 1 through 3?
I would say cantrips in level 1.
Okay.
Just because it's like a library, and it's kind of just like piecing together knowledge, like, right, like this is fire, and use fire in a different way, right? Like it's simple stuff like that. Past there, past there, you might need to go get either like help from somebody who knows a little bit more what they're doing, or in the school.
I may just have to take a day with the professor. Some of these look like they could make a show, even more of a show.
I'd love a show. And she smiles a little bit. Give me your Arcana roll for today, just picking up spells and seeing what you can figure out.
Well, I put on the best of them.
Nice. Sweet. Now, let's see. Just double checking here. As you start like looking through the stuff, you're able to pick up the stuff that you're doing pretty much. These are cantrips, level 1 spells, like that kind of stuff, right? Even up to I think it's like level 2 or 3. I think you beat the DC for those. Whatever you were looking at, you seem to have a decent grasp on. Honestly, a lot of these notes look almost exactly the same as like the notes and things that Pingwing would have put up on a small chalkboard for you or something. Like they're like almost carbon copy perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a personal rain cloud is a level 1 uncommon spell.
Yeah, is that an arcane spell?
It's arcane and primal.
That's epic. Yeah, if you're learning personal rain cloud, you could get that one. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the level 1s, and I'll also look at the cantrips too. I was unfortunately, unknowingly wasting my time looking at the level 2s and 3s, but I can still. There is plenty more days for that.
Reminder, adding spells to your book, especially if you're just doing it in the library here, whenever you learn a spell, you are still expending a gold amount for it, so make sure you are subtracting.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's gold. It's like, not a lot of gold, but I know it's still gold.
Yes.
It's... Yeah. I don't have much here. But maybe we could if you'd like, maybe we could take a study break and go try seeing that pony they were talking about, that dead one. We have a nifty little wand here that kind of shows what was going on before they died, if it's any interest to you.
God, please, it's so boring in here.
Then let's go.
All right.
And he'll emphatically close his book, and then he'll, of course, put it away.
And
then
putting the book away. Folks are starting to, come out of school, and that's when you guys, coincidentally enough, find Bellhop on the case. Yo. Speaking of bodies, Bellhop.
Speaking of bodies, you Boy Scouts are back. Finally.
Yeah.
The body. We're analyzing this dead body.
Yes.
Aye, we've got the wand ready to see just what happened, if any foul play occurred before its death.
So you caught me in the middle of was actually trying to analyze your forensic dye, see if we could actually use some of this for this. But where are the dye? I'm sorry, you guys caught me actually reading a specific item while this shit happened. So.
Seems like a pretty Bellhop thing to do.
Yeah.
She's just reading the nutrition facts on the forensic dye.
Well, now I gotta figure out how it works. I've never used this before. I just had it. Just found it in the hotel. Never used it.
Ah, yeah. And
activated. Yeah.
This goes for everybody, I suppose, that's not currently imprisoned. Can meet up with Bellhop for any questions or things that they need to ask. Even you, Ophi, as the day comes to an end. I mean, the people in the hospital are all stable. Dr. Pragstar is more than happy to take over from there.
Sounds good.
So, Bellhop.
This dead body. Did we analyze it yesterday? Like, see what it looked like?
I don't think so. I think we only heard about it.
I want to know if there's burn marks.
Yeah, you'd have to go find the body for that first.
Oh wait, no, we're not near the body. Okay, yeah, never mind. I thought we.
You can be aware of where the house was through your daily, while people were in school, finding out where the house was, Miss Bellhop.
Yeah.
But, actual investigation parts are going to need some rolls here and things.
Yeah. Okay, so we gotta find that body.
I was told that we would have to speak to a certain administrator. I'm having trouble remembering his name.
It's in a morgue, right? Something like that.
Yes, they did say that they moved it to a morgue recently. And I figured, like, if were you talking to Sibrev at any point today, Ophi?
I wasn't, but I do remember the teacher or the doctor telling me that's who I would need to talk to.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, it's your guys' adventure,
yeah. Morgue.
All right, lead the way. Well, I don't really know where it is. Do any of you know where the morgue is?
Well, I guess I suppose I do. But I don't know if he's actually there or if he's in a special place until like an investigation's done or anything like that. So let's go find Severev. Which I guess we'll just go back to the hospital.
Tangent also has questions about the burned houses and wants to scry them, but that can happen after.
Fantastic. All right. Tangent, I take it you're going with party here?
Yeah, and like I said, she wants to scry the houses.
Oh,
And-
we'll get to the house pretty soon, I guess.
Okay.
Yes. So heading on over to the hospital. You check yourself in, Ophi. Though Dr. Pragstar is a little, kind of like looks around. Friends of yours?
Yes, they accompanied me to the city. We are actually here, well, we have a bit of or rather, they have a history with Babbage, and we think doing a little bit of checking up on his father's corpse might give us a little bit of info.
And he kind of nods. Very well. And kind of thinks a little bit. Give me a diplomacy check, actually.
Okay.
Nothing too intensive, I assure you. We've got a detective and a spell, and it's all very non-physical. And I'm gonna assist.
Based. Okay.
I think I threw it out there, did I? Yeah.
And with that, he looks like he's it's a little weird bringing everybody in here. Look, a little bit off protocol. We're not supposed to be showing people these things out of respect for them. He says, giving you the eye, Ophi. But for what you did today, and based on what your friend said here, you have an investigation going on. By all means, Severev is on the floor below.
Thank you, Doctor.
We
I assure
can-
you
we
the...
can wait here if that's better, and then Ophi can just bring the wand and maybe bellhop.
He was saying it's fine if you guys go down as a party.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assure you the corpse will not be disturbed.
And he kind of nods. Heading.
Actually, wait, hang on a second. At what specific time did that body die again? I forget.
Yet to be determined. Actually, you just heard about it in the paper that it was found. It's not like they don't detail like he died exactly at this time at this place. That's what investigators are for.
Oh yeah, I mean, I assume that a morgue would actually know. I'm asking the doctor there.
Once again, that will be a question. He looks you up and down. For my colleague, his name is Severev.
All right.
And
Actually, yeah. First thing, I still have that photo I took of the fire, right?
Yep.
Can I look in that photo if there's any clock tower somewhere so I can read the time?
kind of like looking around, you try to look for what might have been a clock tower. This is where I have to look at where you were.
I was right here at the upper market. I just bought the camera, remember?
Yes. This would be, actually in the I guess, let me think. I just gotta think of really quick. This would be about noon, and your time marker would actually just be the sun in the sky.
All right.
In the picture.
I'm gonna note this down.
Yes. Ditto. Now I gotta note things down. Okay.
Now I gotta note things down.
Just to make sure that I'm keeping consistent here. All right. All right. And once again, he kind of like gestures where Dr. Severev would be, which is, in the basement of the hospital here. Kind of heading in that direction. You guys eventually do find that what you would assume to be the morgue, it directions had led here, though the outside of the door where you assume that this might be simply just has a few weird constellations on the outside of it.
Opie will move forward and call out for Sidrev.
You hit up the door, knock on it, and call out for Sidrev. And the door kind of like opens. What do you want?
I'm seeking Sidrev.
And he kind of like looks. Who's asking?
Ophi, helped the doctor today. We were hoping to see a certain newly arrived cadaver.
And he seems to like look upwards for a second. Ah, of course. And then he opens the door.
Thank you.
And inside is kind of like some. It's stainless steel, like kind of like chromatic looking covers. There's all the doors kind of like in the wall, and it is cold in here. He doesn't look too perturbed by it. The odd thing is that above, as you kind of like walk into this thing, walk into the morgue, there is like actual like clouds and stars that obscure the ceiling. And as they are, you also see just really small, very transparent, but very peaceful-looking spirits of, they're spirits, dead people, that you'd see kind of just floating among them, around where these tables are. You have questions?
Very interesting ambiance here.
Hey, well,
Go ahead.
I was going to say not so much as a question. We've just a bit of investigation according to this body and who he was tied to. We've got an investigation team with us and a spell that will not infringe in the body or its condition, just to provide some context as to what might have happened to give a better picture in case anything foul did happen in his final moments.
And he kind of nods. That checks out. And then he goes over to like one of the I guess the doors on the wall, right? Like where the bodies would be kept. And you see him kind of like put his ear to it, and he gives a little ting ting ting. Is it all right if I open you up? And there's obviously like no response. And then he just kind of like gently pulls it open. And there is of course a kind of like a magical encasement, but it is semi-translucent as he pulls forth what seems to be a very, very charred-looking body.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
You were asking if there was fire involved.
Okay, yeah. I think at this point we know exactly where this is going, but just out of precaution, what's the time of death?
And he kind of like looks by the way it looks and seems, he thinks, about noon yesterday.
Yep. Everything's falling. Oh, it's falling. Everything's falling together. Falling into place.
What are you thinking about, lass?
Well, the fire from the one I noticed yesterday, that was around the same time, around noon, and this body's charged, so I mean, 2 plus 2.
From the fires that came from the buildings.
Yes. I am pretty sure that this guy's died in that fire.
Well, we've got a way of seeing that for sure. Swift pulls out the Wand of Ghostly Tragedy. And then he'll look at look at OP for a second, but then he kind of looks at Jinx and he's just like, "Would you like to cast it?" At Jinx.
And Jinx like looks over. She looks almost like a little cautious too. I mean, I can. Just gonna give us like a little bit of a shrug. It's a little odd, you know.
And Opie, you can. I mean, I just.
She looks like
looks a little uncomfortable with the situation now.
Jinx looks like this is I guess one of the few times when Jinx like you actually notice she looks a little creeped out. And she keeps looking up to like those like floating spirits over the like in the stars above. One day we will all ascend, says Sivrev.
Redescribe what that is?
The what?
On the ceiling?
Yeah.
The stars?
So you know how like in Harry Potter, right, when they're in the Great Hall and like all you see is like the nighttime sky, like above the tables and stuff?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like that, but there's like spirits that are just like seemingly sleeping on their backs that are just kind of like floating gently through the stars, very peacefully.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, well. And he'll just not say anything else, and he'll just like offer it to Ophi, I guess.
I don't think anybody wants to open up this can of worms.
We're here to
cast it if you don't want to.
Tangent says fine, I'll do it.
Based.
Good.
So based.
Well,
We're here to investigate.
Yeah.
Which, before you do, just out of precaution, I'm gonna. Shit, do I have any bottles? I want to take some few samples. Just a few samples of hair and blood, if necessary, if possible.
A few samples of what?
Hair and blood. I need it for the forensic dye if we want to investigate the scene of the crime.
He kind of nods, and Sivrev goes over to the the actual body itself, and puts a hoof over it. And there's no zipper, but you hear a zipper noise. It kind of like opens. He's kind of like just standing over and just making sure that things are occurring in a proper fashion, and that you guys like making sure pretty much that you guys don't seem to be disturbing the body, if that makes sense. The pony in question does look like this, by the way. I think I should give a reference for him. There you go.
Wow, it's completely
Very cool pony.
completely fine. Not even a scorch mark.
Well, no, not the pony. This is Sivrev. This is Sivrev.
No.
No, the pony that you're looking at, it's like they're damn near like you're recognizable.
They're barbecue.
Yeah, but you managed to find like a few like hairs, maybe some like coagulated blood and that kind of thing. Now, as you kind of take this. As you kind of take this and like Tangent, you get the wand. The rest of you guys kind of like in the back watching this. You see that one of the spirits up in the ceiling twitches a little bit. Twitch, like as like Bellhop takes like a sample of some of the body here.
Yeah, I'm just you know what, Tangent? Now you do your thing. I'm just gonna step the hell away from this. I'm not fucking with no ghosts. Yeah, that's some risky business, but let me know if you find anything.
Why is everyone so scared? Tangent says we all die.
Aren't you a ghost hunter?
What?
Oh.
Aren't you a ghost hunter? Don't you fuck with ghosts all the time?
Wait, who? Me?
Yeah, Bellhop.
Oh, I try not to fuck with them. I just try to investigate and see. There's a hunting here. We gotta fix it in the least messy way possible, because otherwise you might die. You don't want to do stupid stuff.
I don't know if what my DC would even be, but that was basically like a will throw, because Swift is trying to remain composed and then also just like show like he's not scared.
We'll say
it's like. Yeah, I got a 29.
I feel it's enough to stay your nerves. None of these things are emitting an aura.
if it is a success, then it would be a crit success. So then he's just like looking very like, nah, come on, this is our jobs. It's just part of the job.
Mainly, what do I roll for the wand?
You don't need to roll for the wand. It is a divine spell, Tangent.
It's nothing like the well, I guess you weren't here for that, but we were in a haunted house one time. That was a much more scary thing than this.
Well, when everyone quiets down, she's gotta cast a spell.
Now, this was. Yeah, could you roll this one more time, just so I could double check something on the spell?
What is it? Ghostly Tragedy? I'm trying to find it in my spell list.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So whoever has that wand, roll it. I don't know where it was.
Oh, and he'll impart his confidence into the rest of the party.
Based. Confidence imparted.
With no cause for alarm.
I'm trying to find that wand. I need to look up a specific so somebody can roll that in. I just don't know who has it.
It's in the airship.
It's in the airship, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Ghostly Tragedy.
There it is. Yeah, I just need to check something myself. Fantastic. As you go to cast this wand here, I'm going to need a flat check from you, VCS. A D20.
Sorry, what's a flat check?
A D20.
Just D20.
Yes.
Let's fucking go. Hey.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And you bibbity boppity boo that wand, getting the spell out, though in the same way as Ophi, feeling that necromantic energy, somewhat hard to cast. You too feel this coming from this divination wand, and but you do cast get the spell out here. I'm just double checking the reenactment plays out the final 9 minutes, leading up to death or a victim, and the minute.
Bobbity dabbity. I cast Ghostly Tragedy.
Fantastic. So you cast Ghostly Tragedy, and this is where it is immediately apparent that you guys know who this is. As the Ghostly Tragedy kind of like replays itself, that spirit from above you guys, that was like gently twitching as Bellhop took that sample, it starts to float down and then reform itself into a familiar face, the very guy that you guys had turned away back to. I guess not sure, I can't recall who all just saw that guy. I think it might have just been Triple, but out of character, it is a small portly sphinx. I guess just a portly sphinx in itself, a little bit shorter than most. He looks really confused. For most of that 9 minutes, he is simply in his house. He seems to be sitting down and turning over some books, and you hear him talking as his ghostly form is there. It's odd. And this is all mine. And he's looking to somebody else, like really confused. I didn't know I owned a house. And then they kind of like, they turn over another book. And this is mine too? And he's pretty much like seemingly going around a house, questioning if he owns things in that house, and assumedly being told yes to many things. And what about this? And he holds up something. You can't really see what's in his paws, because that doesn't exactly have a ghost. You just know it's obvious that he's holding up a book because he kind of opens it like one would open a book. This looks really complex. Oh, it's yours? Okay. And then he just hands it over to some other thing within his memory.
That extra ghost should appear as a shadowy outline, I believe.
Yes. So you see, like, I guess, if there is, necessary to spiritual forms of missing creatures necessary for the event manifest as needed. Yeah, you do actually see another shadowy outline next to him. Two, actually. Yes, two of them. Two shadowy outlines as the book in this book, I guess, is handed over to the taller one of the two. Here you are. Guess I won't need it.
Anything about the book at all?
Let's see. Just double checking. Negative. It is just like a shadowy figure, just like the rest of things. But there is a book as it is handed over to these things. I suppose it's yours. So, what am I to do now? And there's probably like a unrecognizable garble, you know, like that kind of thing. Sit down. Okay. And he does so. And then, you know, he kind of turns back to his desk. He looks all sorts of calm. And then there is a brief leaving of those two shadowy figures. They kind of like leave the scene. And toward the, I guess, the end of this 9 minutes, there is suddenly a screaming from this person as he is suddenly on fire. Like yelling.
Like spontaneous combustion?
It kind of would look like that, right? Like the other figures they left, and then suddenly it's just like this guy just catches on fire, and he starts screaming and writhing on the ground, onto his back, like you know, like yelling and screaming until eventually he kind of goes still, and you could see like that shadowy flame start to spread to other parts of presumably this room that he's in for the like 1 minute after his death, as it starts to go to other parts of that theoretical room that he's in. And eventually, as this vision comes to an end, he remains laying there, then slowly floats back up to the starry ceiling.
For fuck's sake.
Well,
Who would do such a thing?
only one way to find it out.
Takes a second. We should go look around the buildings where the fire took place.
I've got an idea of who it might be, but I'm not sure yet, so...
Where was the building again?
Don't we have a wand of forgotten lines?
Forgotten lines?
It covers books if you have a partial.
You're a point to you for remembering that, Tangent.
The fact
Good job, Tangent.
Do you have it in? Who does someone have it in their bag?
Remember we picked it up. But did we sell it?
We don't sell any of our wands.
Yeah, we never sell anything. Hold on, let me check.
So wait, what's this one?
Forgotten Lines. Wand of Forgotten Lines.
I have it.
Okay, I thought you might have had it. Okay.
Yeah. So, if we go to that house and we find a scrap of that book, we can maybe find the book he was holding when he died. Or one of the other might help.
That's a genius idea, lass. Come on, then.
You guys can continue investigating for clues and spell for what we saw. I think we take 2d6 damage for everyone that appeared, so that's 66 damage, which Tangent will heal with a burst heal.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah, good job, Janet. Yeah, I didn't read that bit.
It's on the ball today.
Hang on a second. What's the plan again? I kind of had trouble of BCS's outage. It wasn't really going through for me. What's the plan again?
Wand of Forgotten Lines. I have it.
We'll need a flat check for the heal too.
But what is that? I don't recall that at all.
We picked it up a long time ago.
Yeah, but what does it do?
Oh, it recovers books from partials.
Oh, so if there's a charred book, it can restore it?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's perfect.
And then, like, if you have a partial song, it'll recreate the song from the music sheet, which I think we used it for 1 point.
Interesting. Well, we should head to that building, maybe?
Aye.
Now.
That's exactly where we should go.
Putting the body back. As you guys you guys leave the morgue, start heading back up the stairs. What you do notice is that around this time, it is just a little bit Like it's starting to get toward, I'd say like about like 3-4 o'clock or so, and I'm actually going to move to Triple. Hi, Triple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we have a court date.
Yeah. Four Leaf starts to come back in. Now, are you ready to go down to the courthouse?
Yep.
Alrighty. And he kind of smiles. I trust that your friends will be there. I have sent somebody to go collect them for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's gonna go along with it. Still, just really very, very docile here.
Awesome. Now, the building over here is the one that he is going to be escorting you to in the Divine District, Temple Luminous. Now, as you are going that way, he is pretty much just going over general court procedure. He's kind of doing that thing where, like, he's obviously smiling. He's your dad. He's got like a lot more confidence, but he's doing that slight dadly worry thing of like he's going over every facet of like how, like, what to expect when you're, speak when spoken to. Don't forget that. Can't forget that. Don't want you getting into trouble. He's trying to like look out his best for you, right? Like making sure that you know that. So yeah, don't speak out of turn. Remember, only answer the questions that you're asked. Don't go on. I know, and he kind of like looks at you. I know you like to remember things, like all the time. like looks at you. Keep those impulses in control, okay?
Don't worry. I got this all figured out. The best I can, at least.
Okay.
But yeah, don't worry. I won't remember too much this time.
Okay. And he kind of smiles. Party. You guys are approached by a mayor. Wow. Mayor. I actually have a reference for this mayor. You are approached by a mare with what seems to be some like metal braces. She kind of has like a spear at her side, like a winged sort of helmet on. You're approached by this mare.
Oh my god.
I have come to collect you, she says, like looking at you are, and she takes out like a little bit of a note. Character witnesses, Ophi. She looks around. She's actually like looking for, just seeing if she got the right people.
Who in the heck are you?
Who in the heck are you?
He swings her hoof around. Oh, here.
I
Yes.
recognize this mayor, but not in character.
Yeah,
Whoever this mayor is, she looks very important.
Yes, she's very important, mayor, and she is seemingly getting Ophi and party and friends. Come with me. And she turns around. Up, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2. Then she's kind of like doing little counts in her head. She's also taking you in the direction of Temple Luminance a little bit, but she's generally just like looking back and forth and like nodding to random folks that she sees. Commenting on just how good it is to be a guard today. She's in a very good mood.
You're a guard, right? Have you heard about the fires?
Mm-hmm. And she kind of like looks back. Fires? I have heard about a fire.
Yeah, do you know how far it spread? Did the gossip cover that? Did it get in adjoining houses? Or...
I don't know much about fires. All I know is that they spread at 60 feet a second.
Well, that's actually very useful. Thank you.
60 feet a second?
60 feet a second.
That doesn't sound right.
60 feet a second.
That doesn't sound right at all, but...
Jinx, did you slip me more alcohol?
And she looks up. No? But she looks like she's unsure. Like, man, she's experiencing this too.
Ma'am, guard, is your voice okay? It sounds like it's deep, but it's high pitched for some reason.
Up, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3. She turns around.
Oh, okay, just ignore me.
She turns around. She continues going, and eventually, Triple.
Yeah.
Somewhere near this temple, you would see a guard escorting your party and friends up to you. Mr. Fourleaf, sir! She, like, gives, like, a little salute. I have brought the requested ponies. She, like, looks around. That's good, that's good. These are all your friends, right, Triple?
Yeah, who's here, right now? Like, pretty much the whole party?
Everyone.
Yeah,
everyone.
Everybody.
Okay. Alright, that's
What about
fine, that's
Penguin?
fine.
Penguin wasn't with us, right?
I would specifically request Penguin to not be here with us.
He's with Fortuna anyway. He has to start wrangle Fortuna, so that's the excuse.
Is Fortuna like literally like doing that thing where she's stalling Penguin, so he doesn't?
Oh, I mean, she really wants to see that occult district. I don't think they visited it yet, so.
Fair enough.
There's the chance.
Now, so long as you guys were making a good case to Penguin, like the people who were talking to him about this specifically, it seemed like he really, really wanted to be there. I have to be there. It's Triple. This is a whole thing. It'd be like his whole source of discussion.
He did only tell Ophi, I will say.
Yeah, Ophi will just tell him that look, this is very delicate, and I think it might look weird if you're there too, because of your attachment. You know what I mean?
He looks a little bit miffed, but I took so many notes that could help him. And he looks all like a little sad now, but are you sure he doesn't need my help?
I'm sure. I think Duck needs your help more than he does right now.
Oh. I still can't find her. And he kind of like scratches his head. A little weird. I'm starting to get a little worried.
You may want to go look for her.
Okay.
What she can get up to when she's left on her own.
Yo, maybe she went to that occult district, Fortuna. Maybe we'll go look there.
Occult district, you say?
And she kind of like nods. That's the one. It's really weird.
Occult district.
Yes. Give me a sense motive, Madame Fortuna.
Occult district.
Not there, but maybe Penguin could notify the guards to keep an eye out for Duck.
Where's sense motive? Hang on a second.
Perhaps, Tangent.
Wait, is Duck missing?
Circumstantially.
How do I sense motive again?
Blind perception.
Oh.
Blind perception.
Yeah.
Got it.
If you recall, last session, Penguin said that he didn't know where Duck was. Like day 2.
That.
There.
Duck is abound.
She's abound. Madame Fortuna.
Yeah, but we also haven't seen the deer since we got here.
Yeah, Penguin's composure is that he kind of switches immediately to how cool it would be to be the occult district. Yes, we should definitely go there.
He switches in 1 second.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is something wrong, Penguin?
No.
That doesn't sound like somebody was doing alright, but...
And he kind of shakes his head. Nonsense, Fortuna, let's go.
Bye.
Alright. And, yeah, over by the courthouse, now that we got that settled, just how that event went down. Yeah, Four Leaf kind of like looks on over. Okay, let's go in, and I'll get us a room. And, we wait until, and he looks toward the other guard. Miss Athena leads us in. She gives a little bit of a salute, and walks into the building. Four Leaf, gathers everybody together, brings you guys into the Temple Luminance, which does have like a couple side rooms, like down the side. There's definitely like a bigger part of this temple. It's just the first part of it is more like administrative. So you have your secretaries. It seems to be a huge library up front that, as you guys enter the building, goes up hundreds of feet. Definitely not in the building specifications, from the outside, but yeah, going in, there is literally ladders that go all the way up. Like, and you guys actually see like dragons, really small ones, luminance dragons actually, going to and fro above the ceiling, putting books here and there. There's a lot of luminance dragons in here that are seemingly organizing books floating around, like that kind of stuff in this first part of the like little part of the building. Four-Leaf kind of takes you to the side though, as if this is perfectly normal for him, and brings you guys into a smaller room. I will be on the outside. Discuss what you will. I will knock on the door as soon as Athena is back.
Thank you, sir. And once this is all done, I need to speak to you about Babbage.
He gives a curt nod. So you guys are in the same room? Yeah. Doors closed, you guys are in a room.
Hey, speaking of Babbage Moonplanter, we stopped by the morgue before we came here. We used that wand of ghostly tragedies to see what might have happened to his father in his last moments, and he was, first off, we found the body burned to a crisp, but we found that it was not an accidental fire.
Oh, well, definitely tell me all about that, but we need to focus on Triple right now.
Aye, aye.
All right,
Something to think
Triple,
about.
Why are you
going?
What?
You cut off Moon Planner.
Hey, Moon Planner.
Right, so why are you here?
Well, simple. I committed a crime, and I gotta pay for the crime.
Okay, so is it a fine? Can we just pay it and get out of here?
Whatever it is, I'll do it. Don't go killing yourselves for this. Besides, it's a pretty simple thing. I cheated on a test, ran away before they were able to tell me that I had to stay a little longer. I thought that my punishment was over just by getting expelled. But they were apparently going to do another thing. So I ran away, and now they're arresting me for running away, initially. It was kind of just a mistake on that part. But my understanding is that ignorance of the law still does not count as a defense. So I'm just going to go take whatever they're going to throw at me.
Who's your lawyer?
Well, you see, based on what I learned, you get a team of lawyers of some kind. They defend you to the best of your abilities, and there's a prosecution team. But I've already informed them, I've informed everyone I can, that I'm just going to admit my guilt, and we're just going to see what the best deal I can get is. I'm not going to say anything else. Just admit my guilt, we'll get out of here, whatever state I am in.
Is that really all it was? Cheating on a test?
Well, the crime that I already got convicted for that, but the second part of that crime, that's the only thing I need to cover for now. What I'm saying is it's simple. It's a simple procedure. If you want, you can give me a sense motive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Ophi will attempt to corroborate Triple's story in order to sort of ease the suspicions of the rest of the party, knowing what she knows that she would rather they not know, or that he would rather they do not know. So deception.
All right, these are against other players, so these are actually I'm just going to
you
public.
can make them publicly. Oh, Ophi is decepting Moonplanter.
And it brought you a bag of chips.
Oh, nice. Moonplanter, something is off here, but you don't know exactly what part is off. But yeah, Triple does seem to be... The one thing you do get is that Triple is indeed very motivated to go and admit his guilt. He's not lying about that, but there's something that's really off about all this.
I equal parts surprised and proud of you for not breaking out overnight and staying here to face this.
Don't worry, I learned my lesson this time.
So
It just seems really strange to go through this whole song and dance
Well,
Like,
I
why
could.
would-
Huh?
Like, what is the purpose of the trial if it's a simple thing? Shouldn't this be settled out of court if it's simple?
I was wondering the same thing, to be honest, actually. And that's something he doesn't seem to be lying about. He's just like, I don't know.
What's the precedent for similar crimes? Like, what are the likely charges going to be?
Well, I got one thing in my defense, and that was that no one told me. And they might keep records of that. If they've got that, they can just say that maybe it was some kind of clerical error. Sarsaparilla loves those.
And that's what we're hoping to clarify the most here at this trial, is that despite his past transgressions, he was not aware of the case held against him now. And hopefully we can get them to be a little lenient on the sentence.
Have there been any similar crimes? We don't even know what the sentence is going to be.
Well, I only have one request from you guys. Please don't bring up the earlier crime. I cheated on the test, and I tried to destroy the evidence. Nothing else happened.
What earlier crime?
Me cheating on the test. The cheating on the test thing.
Okay, so
we don't want that reopened.
They just know about the destroyed evidence part.
They know about the cheating. They know about the destroyed evidence, but don't bring that back up. That is water under the bridge.
Did you kick a puppy on your way out?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It's just that it could really hurt a lot of ponies that don't need to get hurt.
Well, I'm pretty sure in situations like this, clamming up is the best choice. Are you sure you want to admit guilt?
No. I mean, well, yes. I want to admit guilt for running away, because there's no denying that. That's the thing that we're charged for. I ran away before I got the second part of the trial, the second part of my punishment. But my punishment, I wasn't informed of. So, like I said, it was an error.
Very well. Do you need anything from us? We'll be here for you.
I guess just if you want to give a character testimony, that's all. But, yeah.
All right. We're here for you. And then once this business is done, we can get back to more important work.
Yeah. Thanks, Spoon Planner, and thanks you, well, everyone else. You kind of like look at everyone. Swift, Ophi, Electra, all of them.
Anytime.
There's a knocking on the door. Coincidentally enough. Knock, 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 knock. And then, the Four-Leaf kind of like opens the door. There is Miss Athena, as he had named her, ready to take you in.
This folks OST name, One Piece OST, I'm gonna kill ...
Nice knowing you, Triple.
Yeah. The execution. Alright, we go. I go in at least, or follow them, whatever.
Alright. The Athena kind of like starts leading you outwards a little bit. And that's where I'm going to move you guys. Right, yeah.
Courtroom.
Getting led.
Can you please put the Better Call Saul theme on this, please?
Whoa. No, we got a special soundtrack for today's. Don't you worry.
I should.
Yeah.
Check out the Viva Reverie pony.
Yeah. As you guys kind of like get past the initial doors, obviously Athena lead you guys through and entering the main part of the of what was presumably this temple. It seems to be arranged in a completely different way. 4 different banners representing each of the 4 houses on the back wall seem to be down laid down with the image of the headmistress or headmaster.
Who is this creature?
Not
what
the headmaster, sorry. Rather the omniger himself in the big chair here, right behind. Though there seems to be a painting behind him. That painting of him and what seems to be Rhyme of all people. It's artistic. You could do anything in art. It's great. Now, Athena just kind of like leads you down the steps. Sphinx and unicorn guards to the left and right. Just gonna stand stalwart as you guys enter into the place, and she's just kind of like leading y'all forward.
Wait. Shit, hang on a second, Memely. You better. I think you should switch my character. You got
Right.
the wrong one on.
Wrong one on, yeah. Hang on, let me put in the right one. So,
There we.
Miss Hop. And Moon Planner is not walking backwards, fortunately. There we go.
I was moonwalking in.
Walking.
Based?
Based? Yeah.
Bellhopping moonwalking.
He's bellhopping. Now, she kind of like leads you in and gestures to the rest of you. If you are not a character witness, please feel free to sit here or here.
Well, Erlen has fancy ping markers.
Oh yeah, that's actually a new. That's just a new part of Foundry. That's a default part. That's what their ping markers look like with version 10.
It looks better.
It
This
does.
town is so magical. Wow.
I'm sitting.
Are those fire lanterns
Where?
along the edges?
Ah, looks like magical fire. You could almost be a certain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a lot of bowls in this room.
Now, there is a lot of what seems to be sphinxes, earth ponies, griffins, pegasi, even a zebra up there. To the left and right of you, who are all murmuring something, fiddling through papers, and actually, like, getting stuff ready, seemingly for the court case. 8 different folks up at the, up at the stand, either unicorns or sphinxes by the looks of it, seemingly sit. Their chairs with the backs that seemingly have, like, a little mark that signifies what school of magic that they seem to specialize in. And will the accused please step forward? Says Athena.
So, right there.
Yep. And she steps aside. Character witnesses at this time are free to assume the stand with the accused. So, who was character witnesses? Yeah, it was Ophi, and then who else did you guys want up there?
Tangent's an honest judge. The clerics.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
did hear that clerics, like, they really do like clerics. you know?
Yes, that is a thing. So Moon Planner, if you like, she gestured over here if you aren't one, or to the left or right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go on, Tangent. Go.
All right, I'm going. I'm scared of forts. Freaking scare me.
It's true. We tried to teach her tennis, but she kept freezing up.
It's okay. It's just big rooms where they say big words. Don't worry about it.
It's just a rock tangent.
All right, I'm gonna move
Not
you
like
guys
your
up.
entire life can be destroyed by the bang of a gavel or anything.
Wait,
And-
the speech
and-
bubbles are gone.
And as you say that, Moon Planner, and she steps up. Order in the court. There's a gavel, like, poof, and as the gavel smacks, the scene changes as like a thing kind of around the stand.
See, they like their spectacles.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so like a circle kind of like goes around you. It's more or less the same sort of looking circle that's around the castle in itself. Everybody continues to murmur, and he looks over toward you, Triple Sevens. Is this your name?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. For the crime of evading intentional magical demarcation under subsection 26B of the Amencian Bylaws, Chapter 798, Paragraph 5C, you Triple D7s are under trial. Your abjures to the left will be your defense. The evokers to the right will be your prosecution. Do you have any questions before we begin?
I am ready.
Good. I will remind the accused that the character witnesses to answer questions are to answer questions and only the questions asked. As are you, Mr. Triple Sevens. May I have your names? And he gestures toward Ophi first.
Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus, and like several of the the evokers and the abjure start noting this down. And you? And he gestures toward Tangent.
Fields.
Tangent Field, and they start writing this down. Miss Ophi and Miss Tangent, if I may ask, where do you hail from?
No.
What was that, Tangent?
Why?
Oh, what was that, Tangent? Sorry. Pendle. Okay, and then yeah, you just say why, Ovi.
Why?
And kind of looks down. So we may document it for our evokers and our abjurs.
Why?
And he
Oh.
Ancient elbows, Ophi.
Huh? What? I'm not from what. I'm from why.
Oh.
And then he kind of looks down. So is she from O or is she from Y? He's starting to get it a little bit.
I swear. As
Seems like-
Kicker would say.
I swear. And he kind of looks. They start writing it down. Once the record is officially clear that she is from Y, the settlement, not Y, the question. They start. He kind of does like a light with his gavel. All right, now that we've got this sorted, I will allow the evokers, to question our character here first, Mr. 777s. These proceedings won't take too much of your time today, but I do hope that you will be honest with us.
Yes, ma'am.
You a little bit of a nod. One of them.
He's ready to give us. Oh, go on.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was literally just going to say he's ready to give his testimony.
Yeah. And one of them kind of stands up. Mr. 777s. And he
Yes.
kind of looks at his notes. You, for the crime that you are up for the court for, is it true that after this crime was committed that you had run away on the night of your admission?
If it's all right, could I give the full story?
Kind of he looks toward the other evokers. They kind of mumble for a second. Proceed.
Very well. This is his big Tintin his little thing.
Right before you do that, Ophi's going to just sort of, and sorry to interrupt you on this. She's going to check the magical aura that's around her and try to ascertain if there's any sort of enchantment effect that they're under right now.
Yes, give me a religion check. Blind if you could.
Oh, sorry. Back up here. Religion.
Everything lines up, Ophi. He had asked Triple if he could please be truthful with them. There's a circle around you. You guys are in a circle of truth.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Well, Triple doesn't know this. Here he goes.
Give me a will save, Triple, actually.
Right.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I sent it. Here's his will.
Yes.
Oh, pretty good.
Nice. Triple, you can say what you wish. Here's the thing about a circle of truth is that, actually, let me look up the specifications on that. So that's a good point, just to make sure I'm doing this right.
PF1, it was you could dance around the truth if you succeeded the will save, but you still couldn't tell a lie.
Yes. Let's see.
That's what blurted out.
Nice. So you are a success. So Triple, you could speak what you want, but I will need a deception check still, and you're only taking a -2 status penalty to that deception check.
I see. Go ahead. He does this. Is it public? Because I believe we clarified these are public now, right? Talking rolls.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. He's ready for his questioning, his little cross-examination.
Well, what were you gonna say? They were waiting for what you were gonna say.
I'm gonna give it out. I'm gonna give out with the whole thing, and you can determine what it is. I committed a crime. I went to the divination. Take it to the beginning. I'm just gonna read this out.
Yep.
I cheated on the entrance exam. You see, there are these things recording us, these crystal balls. To cover myself up, I went to the divination library and destroyed the crystal ball that showed me committing the crime. Then I ran, because I was arrested. They convicted me for the crime, and then I ran because they never told me that there was another phase of the punishment. I thought I was free to go. Whatever the punishment is, I'm sorry, and I'm prepared to accept my punishment.
And you say this, and there's an immediate babble, like like the sudden like.
Yeah.
But it's all coming from the left side now. Like you see a couple of, like hoof shakes and stuff, like immediately in the evoker side, like like these guys are starting to like kind of babble a little bit. The guy actually has to like thump his gavel a little bit. Order. And like once they've come down. So this is an admission of guilt to the effect of So this is an admission of guilt, Mr. 777s.
Yes.
All right, and let me just double check your wording here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So he kind of like looks back over to the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of just like looking like left and right. He left and right. All these guys seem to be kind of like looking up at you. But they don't seem to comment further on that specifically. In fact, one of the sphinxes over here on the Abjur side kind of like stands up. As you could see, Omniger. He was not aware that a second part of this punishment was in effect, and one of the evokers on the right simply just goes, "Objection," and Judge looks over. Mr. Sevens may not have been aware that this was the case, but, and in the words of 777s here, ignorance of the law does not abstain them from the consequences. There's that.
That's right, Triple says, and I'm ready for whatever you got.
And he kind of there's some more babbling, more of that stuff, and that's when like one of the evokers actually stands up, a sphinx from the back. Now 777s, I would like you to give me a blind perception roll really quick. This pertains to you. Triple, he's a little bit older now. He's in the back. He's kind of obscured by this thing. But as this sphinx stands up, you notice that it is perhaps a very certain proctor of a very certain test who stands up on the evoker's side. Be that as it may. And he looks down at his notes. There were others that were set to take the fall for this. And there's some of the evokers look up, me being one of them, and he looks out towards. Explain yourself, says the judge. And one of the sphinxes, that the sphinx kind of like shuffles some notes here. I am aware that Mr. Sevens, in his attempt to cheat, he kind of like looked up, somehow got me involved in the whole thing. And this led to a lengthy legal process of which the court is aware of. And he kind of nods a little bit. As such, I wonder, Mr. Triple, where is your friend, Mr. Pingwing? And the Abjurs immediately, objection, hearsay, like they're on the other side, like that.
Even Ophi is kind of like,
Yeah, exactly. And the judge like smacks the gavel. I'll abstain the objection. And he kind of like looks down. Mr. 777s, it seems like your admission will quite nicely wrap this case up. And one of the Abjurs immediately speaks up. If I may, Your Honor. And he kind of nods. Yeah, he kind of like he kind of nods a little bit. And the Abjur, rather than speaking, kind of like he looks at the judge, and he seems to just be like thinking something at him. And I say this because Moon Planner, you know exactly what this looks like with your experiences of Mr. Voltok. He's like kind of like thinking something at the judge. Yes, could be. And he looks down at you, Triple. Very well, Mr. 777s. let me pull up my legal jargon here really quick. On account of admission of running away without prior knowledge of the secondary part of this punishment, you are held as guilty to said crime. Punishment for the crime as such is normally marcation. However, one of your abjurs has suggested to me an ultimatum, which I am willing to hear out. On account of many of our professors being gone from the school here, who may have been able to take care of the problem, we are willing to offer a bout of, and he thinks for the words for a minute, community service. In exchange, you will not be marked or tracked, partially on account of your current property in Dakalai.
Very well. I'm ready for that.
And he kind of smiles. He says, "Well then, in that case," he thumps his gavel. "Community service, Mr. 777s. If you are to help the city of Erelon with something recently that has been interfering with some of our ley lines, you are free and absolved of this minor crime of yours."
Tangent says, "Can we help?"
And he kind of nods. "Of course."
As Bannermanes, we're duty bound to help both our friends and cities.
I would think nothing more of it. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders, Mr. Sevens, and if two, and he kind of like nods left and right to Tangent, Saints themselves are willing to put up a good character witness for you, I see no reason why we cannot allow you this second chance. Seems like they did like Divine. Yeah, he seems okay with that, and they seem to like divine people, as you had said.
Ophi gives a polite, eyes closed bow.
And as he thumps his gavel for the sentencing there, the circle goes away. Up, 2, 3, 4, up. And she just waits over here.
Oh, I just woke up. Well, what happened?
It says, "I think this calls for a drink, and then we can go investigate."
Yeah, he'll go. He'll like go hug Ophi for like he's like very happy.
Thank you. I'm glad it worked out.
I couldn't have
She's
expected
sweating.
you to do better. That was great.
Yeah.
You could find the specifications of your assignment outside. Miss Athena, will you please guide 777s and party to the front receptionist desk? They will provide them with more information there. Thank you, Mr. 777s, for your time.
All right, he's gonna do as told.
All right, Athena starts guiding y'all out.
Ophi's gonna poke Triple as they're walking away.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the conversation away from the others.
Yeah.
That bully that you mentioned all those years ago.
Yeah.
Do you recognize anyone in the crowd that looks like him?
Well, he made a blind perception. He's gonna make. Can he make one more perception check?
Yes.
Are we talking about 8s?
Oh yeah,
Looking around.
777s. So sorry. Just remind me what you're looking around for, just so I make sure I get the description right here.
Any of his old, any of the old ruffians from the old days.
The
I guess
ruffian.
you can say.
There wouldn't be any ruffians in here. Namely, like the only recognizable faces that you know are the 8 people up there. The Unigers, as they're called, and the Omeger in the middle, and then actually that one Sphinx that I had mentioned earlier. Specifically, you know him, Mr. Carnelian Flask, Professor of Potions.
Don't worry about that. He thinks to himself, like, looking a little bit closer just in case. She's not even relevant these days. And that guy, He's just an old teacher. Don't worry.
He seems to be staring at. He seems to be glaring daggers at you as you leave the courtroom, Triple.
Yeah.
Up, 2, 3, 4.
Have it out for you.
Up, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3. Hurry up. Up, 2, 3. Come on. 60 steps a second now. Alright.
This room's too big.
60 steps a second.
60 steps a second.
60
Okay.
words a second.
And you guys are eventually led up to the receptionist of crime. I don't really know what the word for that is, but she's
CEO of crime.
the CEO.
Oh god.
Bailiff would be potentially a word for it.
Yeah, either the bailiff or parole officer.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you guys are coming over here, she's kind of like she's got like glasses that would rival Sivrev's, but you know they're horn glasses. They kind of go out the way. She's like a unicorn, and obviously like she like the doors at the back, like you could still hear stuff, you know, probably through them, but she's still doing like, state your name, hon. She's looking at you like Triple.
777.
777s. Can you spell sevens for me, hon?
SEVENS.
SEVEN. She's like, you know, saying it out right. She says, 777s. It looks like you got to do some community service.
Ready.
All right, hon. And she kind of like looks down. They've measured your power levels. You got some friends with you. Here you go, hon. And she hands you a little docket, and it pretty much like the front of the docket just says things you should know about, and it says in quotes, dubious donjons. That's what it says on the front.
Okay. Okay.
That name sounds familiar.
Contents of the inside of that package are not known to me, and you are not required by law to read those in front of me, hon. You could go take that to your friends, however, and recruit whoever you need to go take care of whatever the business is inside of that packet.
Alright. Let's, yeah, I'm ready to go if you guys are.
Ready.
Sooner we get out of here, the better.
Are we going to do the community service first, or investigate the house, or have a drink?
We
Why
can
don't
have
you
a
go
drink.
read what you
We can have a drink when the work is done.
Okay.
There's so much work.
Triple, you are taken by surprise from the left, though, as, you know, like a very large pony suddenly scoops you up. Oh, I knew you would do it! I knew you would make it out! And, you know, he's rubbing it on the head. It's 4-leaf.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, Dad. Don't worry.
My boy! It looks like he's about to cry.
My boy.
My boy.
Sure is boring around here.
What class is 4-leaf? Do I know? Can I tell?
You can make an assumption that he might be a Magus, given that he seems to have the Rune Guard outfit on.
Okay. I'm just going to invite him along.
I would love to.
No. Okay, Dad.
Just wait till your mother hears about this.
Just wait till your mother hears that you won your court case.
I'll be so proud of you.
That's right.
Hey, Mom, guess what? I got away with it.
If I did it.
If I did it.
Alright, so I bring you guys back to Erelon. You're a free man now, Triple.
Oh, not really free. You still gotta do community.
Well, yeah, you gotta do community service, but...
As much as I hate the fact that I gotta be doing this for Erelon, this is probably the best outcome that could possibly have happened.
Say, Triple, what is your community service?
I gotta go fix a ley line.
Tangent's eyeing that packet like she really wants to see where.
Yeah, let's.
Well, we've done that before.
Let's check it out.
All right.
We might need to do that to get the teleportation.
have noticed a little bit of the magical aura in the air around, giving quite a bit of problems when it comes to magic. So the ley line has definitely been affected. We would do good to find this as soon as possible.
Oh, my boy.
Thank you.
Well,
My boy, this is what all true heroes strive for.
My son.
So what's with the package?
Well, yeah. Let's take a look.
All right, Triple, you open your packet of information. Initially, at the front, you know how like all packets, they usually give you some information up front that you definitely don't need, and you more than usually skip over it when it's official stuff, right?
Okay.
It seems to be a bunch of information pertaining to dubious donjons, namely what they are, how to approach one, how to report one if you see one, that kind of stuff, right? And then in the back,
Would this give us a little bonus on identify rolls? When
yes.
you go in one?
With this packet, you guys, if you have the packet with you and are using it for your roll, you get a +1 to knowledge checks involving dubious donjons. Look at that.
nice.
Now, with this informational packet, additionally, it also seems to carry your assignment, which is written on the back. Namely, what it seems is that I'm gonna read this in the I'm gonna read this in Secretary Lady's voice because it's in her handwriting. Obviously, or it's not really in her handwriting. She said she didn't know it. Never mind. It's not in her voice. But there's official writing nonetheless. Our diviners have located perhaps a site where our ley line is being intercepted. And it kind of gives you like a small map of where that might be, which seems to be somewhere in the Foggy Feywood. You are given permission to enter the Foggy Feywood, and you can use this seal. And there's like a little it's like a pin almost to state your intent in case you are approached by druids who do not wish you to be in there. And then right along the side, it just says the area in question is suspect to be a dubious donjon, and in very red letters, highly dangerous.
Wait, dubious donjon in the Foggy Feywood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
This is
Looks like he's gonna say looks like tradition doesn't really matter when magic isn't working anymore.
I've been around long enough to know that when something seems too good to be true, it normally is planted.
If there's a dubious donjon in the Foggy Feywood, there's nothing that's taken that away.
All I'm saying is we should be cautious.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just excited for this adventure.
I thought two healers might be overkill, but maybe not.
3 healers.
That was a good play on words.
Does the pamphlet, give a better, does it actually tell us stuff, or is it only used for, knowledge checks or whatever?
Is any information on the wildlife?
Because, out of character, we know a bit about them, but,
Yeah, so the pamphlet itself describing dubious donjons, it pretty much goes over all the basics of them. Across the wonderful land of Astion, there's manifestations, divine, arcane, primal, and of course occult, of various different types that crop up. Mysterious as they are, dubious as they may be, they typically hold a treasure inside, some used for safekeeping, it says in there. Though, beware, traveler, kind of deal. It kind of gives the warnings and dangers of them. Only enter if you are aware that you could handle the threats inside, for you are not allowed to leave until you've completed that lair, lest you become one of the guardians of that of the donjon's dungeon.
Could we potentially get her information one way or another to determine what level of monster there is? I know that is kind of a little bit weird, but we could maybe, I don't know, like ask around if anyone has gone in and gotten out and they're like, oh, it's like this, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It just said you can't get out unless...
Yeah, I don't know, maybe...
You can't get out until you've completed the you've gotten pretty much the central item of that specific dungeons, whatever it may be, is layer. To which time you're teleported back outside. That's pretty common knowledge thing on that pamphlet there that they kind of give you.
That sounds pretty intense, honestly. You can't come out, and if you fall there, you can't even be revived. You just become a guardian.
Tangent says, I think we should do this after we get our new spells. I'm sure
Did you
they
lose all
have-
your
Yeah.
items?
I think I'm going to go back to investigate that murder. Fuck this shit.
Is that we can investigate the murder, finish our spells, because I gotta tell you, discern location would be really useful for a dungeon like that. And she's
I
like,
have
yeah,
a feeling. Sorry, Tangent. I have a feeling magic of that kind won't work there.
I don't think there's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just gotta stay here and like make it clear I'm not running away, and like just say, hey, I'm working on it.
You
So,
should
yeah.
definitely go into the area and interview the druids who already live next to Donjon. They would know the length of time it's been there and maybe some other myths
Ooh.
and stories about it. So you could like, do that without risking your life yet.
Okay.
I'm sure they would have some information on it. And
Okay.
if you can see into the dungeon, right? It's not invisible.
Well, I don't know if I can get a look inside.
They would provide some diagrams of various outer exteriors. You could usually know when it's a dubious donjon because the door is just like, it's always like ornate of some kind. It's like it's literally like it's got vines over it. It's made of mahogany, but it's like placed in like the side of a mountain or something. Like right, like it's obvious this is a magical occurrence of some kind.
So we can map it from the outside, sort of, to get an idea of the dimensions.
Yeah. Well, that's yet to be determined. Part of this packet is also saying each layer of the donjon is unknown as to what it would contain.
So we can't do much reconnaissance.
Not too much. It does, however, state that you are always given what the item you're looking for is ahead of going for it, and then like on the doorknob, like the doorknobs of the diagrams are in the center of the doors. Somewhere on the door, it usually has like what seems to be like some miscellaneous item that is displayed.
Okay. Alright. Thank you.
Yep.
Moonblinder, you were trying to say something?
I have been, yes. Moonplaner would speak up and say Nimbus was seen flying away from Erelon toward the other dubious donjon to the northeast. Do we know if it's possible he visited this one?
A dragon like that close to the city?
Dragons can disguise themselves.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't know if... Eh...
Can we reach out
Tangent,
to him?
unless... Yeah, you could use ascending.
Did anyone who knows Sending speak with him?
Tangent did. It was very brief. She waved hello.
I don't have sending prepared today.
I never spoke with a dragon.
Does the paperwork indicate precisely where the donjon is?
It does not. It is their diviners have been able to roughly guesstimate that it is within some point in the Foggy Forest. However, and it states in this, given the current nature of both the divination and the necromancy schools of magic being temporarily flummoxed, the readings cannot be certain. Because those were the two.
Shit,
Those.
that means we can't use like prying eye.
Yes.
Divination.
If you remember the flat check you had to roll for that divination spell, Tangent.
Yeah.
Yes, same deal.
Sounds like a good adventure to me.
I hate that my whole school of magic is impaired. Fuck that.
You have every school of magic, Tangent. You're a cleric. And a druid.
I believe it's tradition.
Yeah, oh yeah. So divination is a school of magic. That's not divine magic. Like they're
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I see where the confusion is. Divination is just a it's like past, present, and future, seeing the future, that kind of stuff, tea leaves and things.
It's scrying.
Yes. Yes, it does. But divine magic in itself is not hampered. No, it's just divination and necromancy are the two like schools of magic that are.
Good thing evocation still works.
Alright, so we're pretty much split right now, aren't we? We need to investigate the fire and the dead body, and also try to find the dubious John. Triple, is there a time limit or any kind of limitations on when we can take care of the Don John?
I didn't read anything like that, unless like, and I said I read through the thing. I didn't read anything like that, so I'm just going to assume that I just have to work on it.
I'd say that on the document they give you to the end of this current year.
Ah, okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
How many months?
Well, that's less than a month, though.
It is less than a month. You were correct.
Oh, jeez. We're always up against a timetable.
Well, it's not really a big problem, because it shouldn't take us a month to solve this murder mystery.
Exactly.
I can help out too on that too, as well.
It's currently let's see, this is 96. You guys are on this day. Yeah, you guys got like another like 3.5 weeks almost to pretty much get that done. So
I also want to get to that ball, so other people want to get to that ball, but I don't want to ruin that either.
The ball is in 3.5 weeks.
No, the ball's at the end of this week, and then you have 2 weeks after it.
Shit.
We can just.
Does anyone know if Penguin has successfully learned teleportation?
I think he's got another like couple days.
Alright. Well, here's my recommendation. I say we focus on the dead body, learning as much as we can about that, because the longer we wait, the more likely the trail is going to grow cold. And those of us who are taking classes will continue doing that, and then in our off time we can do the investigation.
Tangent says, I want to take that wand and go over to the burnt house as soon as possible.
Okay. And then at the end of the week, we'll teleport to Kaladai, go to the ball, teleport back here to Erelon, take care of the dubious Don John and the Foggy Feywood, and we'll figure out what to do from there. What do y'all think?
I completely agree.
Okay with that?
Shrugs.
Tangent says, I think for the sake of reputation, Purple should stay here.
Well, yeah, of course. I didn't really care about the ball to begin with, and he's gonna. I don't know if we got tickets, but one thing I remember was that Ophi wasn't with the party when Swift got like entrances, and he's going to give his entrance to Ophi.
Oh, base.
No, it's like one party invitation. It's not individual tickets.
Okay. Whatever it is, whatever it is, he can swap him or her out. It helps. It helps us in the end.
Ophi scratches their head. To be honest, I never really cared to go either. But if I'm trying to figure out if out of character I wanted to use that as an excuse to get another character in here, but I don't know. I guess Ophi would come just to make sure the party's gonna be okay.
No one. I guess that timeless glory part is lost on some.
Time is relative.
Glory is relative too.
Says the one that lives for 400 years.
Huh?
Here
Both of us?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
I don't have 400 years here. I have to make the most of what I have.
I don't think the ball is going to take 400 years.
No, but we have until the end of the week. Besides, it's just going to be one evening, and we'll be able to come right back here.
Exactly.
Well, the party lasts 3 days.
What were you saying, Tangent?
I don't seem to have anything to wear.
We have a inn with a tailor in the city. Swift's little grimacing.
Yeah, Jinx is like looking at
No
you
one
guys like you're.
seems that excited.
Yeah, like Jinx is on Swift's side here. She's like looking around. It's the biggest ball in the world. She like looks around. Live a little.
And I wouldn't stop anyone from going to it. It's not really my scene. But I would say you're making good time, Swift. Have an egg and someone who loves you.
I can have this egg and go to a ball, she says, as if issuing a challenge to Ophi. Huh, I guess I don't have any competition there, I guess. Looks up her,
Don't worry,
looks
Swift.
up her maid.
What I meant.
I'll make sure that you, well, I mean, I want to make sure that you go to that ball. I just don't have any pony to take. But you gotta get going to that. You gotta live a little. That's what the Sun Queen says. Live life to the fullest.
I like your attitude now, Triple.
Wow.
Thank you, lad. Well,
I didn't know
regardless of who all comes, I'll be there, and I'll be representing either this party or I'll be representing myself. Y'all's call.
Are you going there early?
Well, no. At the end of the week. Whatever happens, he'll be going at the end of the week, I think.
Go
Right?
If he went early, he could take our measurements and have stuff tailored.
Oh.
So that, like, when we came a day later, our outfits would already be ready.
I mean, I can't. Honestly, lass.
I mean, if all else fails, you can probably find a glamour rune.
I was gonna say, at this point, less than a week until a party like this, your option might be, if not to buy a pre-made dress, to use a spell. I learned befitting attire, in fact. That's
did?
one option. Yeah,
You did it still?
What does it do?
I learned a spell.
Oh, okay.
Look.
It seems mollified.
Targets 5 willing creatures. How
Whoa!
Tangent looks suitably impressed.
about that? Ha! Now, how about this? And he's gonna to the party, to Tangent, and to Moon Planner and Bellhop, and to Ophi, and to Jinx, because she doesn't have a dress either. Everyone gets done up in extremely, maybe overly extravagant, high-end Kalidai looking clothing.
Nice.
Oh,
He looks
okay.
distressed.
Fine
Well, I'm
clothing.
not
Good.
gonna catch some glances going into a burnt ruin like this.
Oh, just a little peek at what you might be able to see. There you go. The color
What is
looks
that?
well on the gray moon planter.
Well, maybe I can still attend, I guess, alone if we solve the mystery real quick. But I don't want to... Actually, I don't want to, like, risk us staying longer underground. We'll see how long a dubious donjon might take, if it takes a long time. If there's any risk of us missing the ball, yeah. So never mind that.
I don't think it's worth the risk. We can do our classes, focus on the investigation in our downtime, and those who aren't taking classes can focus full-time on it. Once the ball is done, we can come back, focus on the dubious donjon, and then move from there.
I agree. The dubious donjon has a 3-week time limit, and this murder mystery, like Moonplanter said, the trail is going to go cold sooner than later.
Especially since there's fire involved.
Yeah. Well, let's get on it.
Shall we go to the burning buildings then?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Swift, you were saying something about the wand and the dead body. What did y'all learn?
Oh, yes.
I had a wand of forgotten lines.
Well, no,
They were... Yeah, I'll let him.
I was just gonna say, what I was saying earlier is that we used our wand of ghostly tragedy that we found way back in, I think, Wati?
Yes.
And we used it on the dead body, which we found to be incredibly charred. And what I could see, Moonplanter, was the victim, and two shadowy outlines. He was with two ponies or creatures, and those two creatures seemed to be informing him. It was almost as if he had amnesia, or perhaps his mind had been wiped. He seemed to be looking around a home, a building, and looking at the objects, saying, "This is mine, and this is mine. This book is yours." There was a particular book, but from more details can be found on the scene. But we definitely saw for the last 9.5 minutes of his life, he was being informed of what was supposedly his by two creatures. Then he sat down in a chair, was left alone, and then unsuspectingly lit on fire.
Sorry,
have
go on.
to ask something here. Are you certain that this was, without a doubt, Babbage's father?
Who told us that in the first place? It was the main stitch, right?
I know that they said that it was Babbage's father, but something about those questions don't sit right with me.
The one who was
No, go on.
The one who was in prison was Babbage's father, Babbage Sr.
Yes.
I forget his name.
What? Mima, can you help clear this up?
Yeah, I'm forgetting details. Was he pulled out of prison? Did he escape from prison?
Sorry. What was the question exactly again?
Yeah, pay attention.
Are they certain that this is Babbage's father?
Get immersed.
Body.
Yeah,
dead body.
Yeah, it was in the Hollow Tree Penitentiary in his cell. It's just with some weird guard rotation stuff that was set up. They had accidentally let the Wraith have access to, like, the body directly, and it just kind of seemed to go at him. Past there,
What?
I'm confused because
Namely, the one that we investigated with Sivrev.
With Sivrev. Oh, that guy is. Yeah, so that guy right there is a different guy. That was one out of character that I'd mentioned is literally the guy that Triple had seen actually, and that would.
I was trying to get a word in, you guys.
Hang on.
That's very descriptive.
Well, hang on. Let Triple was gonna say something first. Like let him.
Triple was just gonna do the thing like, wait a minute, that sounds like somebody I saw when we were on our way here.
Yeah.
Do elaborate.
Yeah, he finally he's gonna be like, well, you see, when we were on our way, there was this weird guy I saw on the road on our way to Erelon. When we parked the he lowers his voice, the ship. We parked the ship and we were walking here, and then I saw this guy who looked like he lost his memory. And I just wanted to confirm, like, he describes the guy, and the description sounds exactly like the one you guys are giving in that memory. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Different guy.
When did you meet him?
Well, I told him to go to the hospital here. He just looked really lost, and I reluctantly pointed him to here because they've got the best clerics in the world.
Well, here's my appraisal. That was not Babbage's father. That was someone they dressed up and told that this is your home, and then killed him in order to use him as a body double.
It was a setup.
As a body double? For who?
So we would think that Babbage's father was dead, when in actuality he's unspoken knows where.
Wait, I think there's two different dead bodies, because is Mimley identifying that the supposed Babbage's father was killed in a cell, right?
Yes, Babbage's father was said to be killed in a cell. Different person. This guy was killed in a fire.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just
okay.
And furthermore, this would be if you are actually, Triple, given your time with Forleaf, a little bit extra information here, if you guys still have him in your midst. Would Triple, would you allow Forleaf to still be with you guys? As you know, he's my boying out.
Yeah, he's embarrassed, but he's not gonna be like, get out of here.
Yeah. He will kindly inform you that based on your guys' description, that sounds like the guard who had seemingly no-showed the other night.
Oh.
That would explain that.
Now things are making sense. My misunderstanding was I thought we originally went to the morgue to look at the body of Babbage's father.
That Sphinx was the guard that no-showed?
No, the guy I saw on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, the one that turned up dead.
It's the same guy.
Was
okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mistake the race.
He apparently had not been showing up to work and got mixed up in a rotation that allowed a wraith to apparently kill the highly guarded Babbage's father.
Hi, this mystery is getting good, isn't it, Bellhop?
Yeah, isn't it?
The plot thickens and then unthickens and then thickens again.
Well, thick plot is always good.
I like a thick plot, says Jinx.
You would.
Mm-hmm. She kind of nods.
I like one too.
You would.
You would.
Yes. Okay, let's go before the whole crime scene burns down. If there's anything left.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now that we've got our story straight and we know what we're looking at.
Bellhop, I kindly remind, are you taking up any additional information on the case here?
I mean, but we are going to get additional information right now by going to this place.
Fantastic. I was meaning more in your investigator abilities. I'm just making sure you've taken this as a case.
Yeah. This was
fantastic.
The day I took the picture.
Oh, fantastic. All right. So it sounds like you guys are going to a place where the house burned down, yeah?
Yeah, Bellhop, did you look up that feat for multiple?
Yeah, I was looking at it, but I actually was actually a thing for combat. Unfortunately, I fucked it up. Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
The house that you've discovered, Bellhop, would be down here.
Yeah, that one.
Now, approaching this house, it is very burned down. If you've seen if you've pretty much seen the final episode of Harry Potter, when in Little Wingjing, when they passed the house where Harry exploded, Harry's parents exploded. It's kind of like that, where it's not necessarily police guarded off right now, but there are guards kind of in the area, just making sure nobody goes in and disturbs it. Four Leaf, however, is there and seems to really like you guys, and you guys have met with him. He seems to be a pretty amicable dude. Step aside. We have some investigators on the case, and he pretty much gives you guys clearance to go and investigate the building.
All right, boys. I guess everybody takes a floor. See what we can find.
Is there anything specifically we're looking for?
Well, let's start with that book.
Yeah. Really, you'd want to find anything that... Or you'd want to find anything that can...
I'm sorry, you cut out.
I said ideally in a fire, you'd hope that you can find... There's not much that isn't burnt, so anything that's not burnt should be worth looking at.
Well, that too, of course. But yeah.
Y'all look for that book. Y'all look for
any
that
ripped
book.
pages of a book. Sorry.
I'm going to look for the source of the fire.
The source of the fire looked like spontaneous combustion of that dude, by the looks of it. But I mean, sure. Let's start investigating. Guess we start with the living room. I don't know.
All right, Bellhop. As you enter, as you guys enter the living room, whoever's entering the living room, give you a blind perception roll, por favor.
Blind.
This would be a case you're taking up, so you get an extra +1, Bellhop. I'll note that.
Yep.
If I hunt prey on the dead guy, could I use that bonus to find the original source of where the fire started?
No, because you're not hunting prey on a fire.
And that guy is in the morgue too, so...
Wrong place, wrong person, not a good target.
Pretty sure the fire was a magical... I'm very suspecting of the fact that it was a magical fire that was cast onto him.
That's what it looked like from the memory.
That certainly seems plausible. I just want to make sure.
I'll leave you to it.
All right. Just because you are an investigator, Anon, do you want to use a hero point?
Oh, did I do a shit, bro?
I'm gonna just say that the Kierans in the area kind of feel you are very unlucky right now.
Hero point.
Did the Kierans get a good roll?
What are we rolling? Perception?
Blind perception.
Kieran senses
I didn't.
tingling.
Yeah, the Kieran senses are tingling if they want to help Anon out and not have to use a hero point.
Kieran's no fire. Let's leave it at that.
Give me Kieran luck.
Yeah.
Kieran luck is given.
All right, Kieran luck is given. Give me a give me a reroll.
All right.
Mama warned me about women like you.
Mama warned me about women like you. Truer facts. All right.
My bad.
All right. I'll start with Triple, Moon Planner, Swift Sail, and Bellhop. You guys met the DC. Electra, you unfortunately did not, but the rest of the people that are named there, you guys,
I was staring at chocolate factories.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You noticed a melted chocolate bar somewhere, Electra. That's for sure.
Oh, no, me. I forgot to roll.
And Ophi as well. You guys kind of like look through this this room here. It is black and charred. Realistically, it looked like, just from what you guys can notice, this was a pretty studious home. There is, there's bookshelves in this specific room. It looks to be exceptionally blackened. There's still pages that are gently kind of like fluttering in the wind from some of the books where the binding has come undone. There's a desk here, and aside from that, just give me some details. What were you guys trying to find in here? Those people that I named.
I'm trying to find where his chair was. The epicenter of the fire.
You do find a chair which seems to be missing a leg. It's kind of lopsided, but it seems to be charred in front of a stone and wood desk that still seems to be kind of standing.
Are there any books or like tattered remains on this desk?
Negative. In terms of bodily remains, his body is currently in a morgue.
No, pages.
Oh, pages. Yes, there is definitely things on this desk that are there's for example, there's like an inkwell that is long dried up. Maybe all the water within the ink itself is evaporated out. The ink's hard on the inside. There's a charred remain of a feather there. Maybe like several for writing. Aside from that, there isn't. I guess unless you guys are looking for something specific here, which I'm all ears for right now. Now's the time to speak.
I'm looking specifically for the book he had when he died.
Gotcha.
He said, "This is yours."
And there's numerous bookshelves that are still kind of standing. Some of the shelves are kind of inward. Some of this wood was it was treated, so it actually didn't actually succumb to a lot of the fire itself. But the books certainly did for the most part. Some of them are spilled up onto the floor, that kind of thing. Empiricism for Bellhop, I almost forgot. That's odd. You do notice that there is what seems to be hoof prints around. 2 sets of them, actually.
The two people. Remember in the memory there were 2 people just leaving the house for everything burned down. I assume it's them.
What are the shapes of the hoof prints?
Yeah.
They're hoof shaped.
I mean, are they large? Are they wide? Do they appear to be coming from a medium creature?
Are they cloven?
Would be a survival check if you could give me one. Blind, if you could. Just give me 1 second.
Can we actually measure them and keep the measurements?
Yes, that'd be a perfectly valid thing.
Like, trace them on a piece of paper so we can actually compare them with the...
Yes, and actually, something I learned that is in Pathfinder 2E, and I will totally accept if you were out and about during the market picking one of these up, Bellhop, since you're also getting a camera. So if you wanted to have spent the gold for it, a rubbing kit is valid for tracing and that kind of thing.
How much is it?
I don't know how much it is on the thing. I just know it's in the stuff. But that's pretty much for like putting paper on stuff, getting textures, patterns, engravings, like that kind of stuff. Probably help with something like that.
20 silver or maybe a gold. I don't know. Or maybe, I'm not sure.
It's very cheap, but like at least for an adventurer.
Yeah.
It's 1 gold piece. I don't know.
Moon Planner, with that survival check, and the fact that you are legendary in such things, I'm just going to tell you outright. One of these hoof prints matches the profile of Chernobyl.
Oh.
Moon Planner is staring at these hoof prints. His ears will slowly fold back to his skull, and then he looks at it more intently, and then they perk straight back up.
What's the problem?
Cher was here.
You're the best tracker I knew, Moon Planner, but I gotta disagree. This is probably not the case. He says he can't even believe it.
Well, in that case, then Cher is having a bad day because someone took her hooves and put them right here.
Meanwhile.
Plot thickens.
Okay, so well, that would this is not related to the share thing. Okay, can I find a piece of the cover or like metal fittings of a book that I want?
Perhaps, but we'll get onto that in just a second here, BCS.
Okay.
Because you were looking at the hoof prints first. We'll get onto the books in a second.
Alright.
Yep.
Triple, did you ever tell the party when you learned that Babbage was having dealings with Cher?
He did. He's just like, he even then was still just not really believing, but he was like, that's what the ghost told me, right? That's what he said, basically.
I don't even know what to think or believe with that. Well, it's a fact.
We did learn in character that Cher is training under Babbage, correct?
Yeah, that's what he just said.
Right.
What's this Chernobyl anyway?
She's a unicorn who wears a Ushanka who turned out to be very evil, more so than usual.
Used to be in the party with us.
We parted ways shortly before the WotC campaign ended.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now there is a second pair of hoof prints here, which I'll accept a second survival roll from for Moon Planner. Also about equal size, a little bit smaller.
Can someone roll to assist?
I'm afraid that's not my game.
I don't have survival.
Okay, just my roll then.
All right, Moon Planner. You look at this second pair of hooves. Once again, legendary in survival. It's right up your alley. I'm just going to give you this based on this roll. You identify a second pair of hoof prints to be the hoof signature of Duck.
What?
What?
WT fuck?
What's wrong, Moon Planner?
Are you sure about this?
These are Duck hoof prints. There's no question. She's been traveling with us long enough. We've been walking through snow, sand, and all kinds of soft soil. These are her hoof prints. I've got all your hoof prints memorized by now.
Sure, it's not just another short hooves?
I'm gonna go get Penguin. He deserves to know about this.
Hang on a second. We don't have anything yet. Just hoof prints. Just let's not rush to conclusions.
Well, it's proof enough that both of them were here.
You cannot heighten a wand, no tangent.
Okay.
I would suggest we continue looking for other stuff in this this room. Maybe there's other stuff. I don't know, but we can't just jump to conclusions just with hoof prints. It's really suspicious. I'll tell you that much.
Well, if Duck was here, I have a feeling that she's probably under some sort of spell. I think we should find her right away.
Wow.
Hang on a second. Wait a second. Was Duck when did Duck disappear exactly? Because was she with one of you guys yesterday when this fire started?
I don't remember. Let's see. She was inside the school dormitory because she and Penguin were playing on the harpsichord together. I don't remember after that in the morning if she was with us or not. Nobody mentioned at that time if she was missing.
This must have happened around noon. So,
just real quick, I know this is basic information. This is Babbage's father's house, right?
No, this is the house.
Okay, right.
Yeah, no. Babbage's father was in a very high was in a very high security prison. Like.
Okay. Security prison. This is the guard's house, who was.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was weirded out by the whole "this is my house," and I was thinking like, "Oh, is this a framing thing?" Sorry, so ignore that. That was complete nonsense.
Well, that wasn't Babbage's father either.
Yeah. That was just a guy who was on his post, who was supposed to watch him the day he died.
Right.
Yes.
Right. All right. I'm writing that down. I'm writing all this down and making sure I got it all correct.
Fair
also,
enough.
if this house has importance, I might start drawing it out in Photoshop if need be, but I don't know if we need to do that.
Based.
All right. Second, one other thing we could do, we could ask the people around this place if they've seen anything. I mean, there's houses all over. Maybe they've seen some passerbys. I don't know.
There's also the matter of a book, which I know Tangent wants to poke at.
Right.
For my survival check, can I determine how old the prints are?
With that survival check, on the first one, you kind of gather that it's roughly about, like a little over a day and a half old. They were probably made around noon, I would have guessed. Though, because it's in the ashes, I'll give you this, and this would be like Moon Planner bellhop moment here. I'd say as part of an empiricism investigation based on both your guys' perception checks. These hoof prints, given that they're in the ashes, had to have been made after the fire had started.
Interesting.
You can't really make.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
both hoof prints are a day and a half old. Okay.
Or a day to a day and a half old, roughly.
Okay.
So that means if Duck was here, it was after the fire.
Yep.
She didn't start it.
Well, she still could have been involved and then come back after. There were two bodies that we saw with the deceased before he died.
Yes.
Right, but what we could do is we could start asking around people in this neighborhood if they've seen something. Maybe they've seen other creatures.
We definitely need to see. We know who we're looking for, so we need to ask around for any information regarding Duck and Cher.
Right.
In fact, we need to ask around a lot of the town and the city.
If Duck's in danger, we need to help her. Does anyone have a lock of her hair or anything that belonged to her?
That's why Triple was grabbing Penguin. Has he successfully found him?
Penguin is currently out with Fortuna. Fortuna, he apparently, he's trying to show you the occult district, but Fortuna, I want to point out, the entire time, Penguin is, feverishly, seemingly, fiddling with all of his, alchemical tools, but he's, doing it in a way where he's, he's trying to do high-level alchemy in his talents, and he's, as he's kind of showing you around, he's like, yep, that's the walking hut right there, okay, just gotta do a little dabs of this, right? He's very busy right now. And very distracted.
Are you doing
alright? Do you know where's Triple right now? Did we miss his court date? And he's sweating,
Can I roll for just try to see if he's bullshitting me or not?
Yeah, go for it.
Perception?
Yeah, blind perception.
Blind perception.
Oh yeah. So Madame Fortuna. Pingwing's motive currently. He is trying to do something very complex against a time limit. You kind of feel that like his motive is stressed the hell out, and he feels like he's gonna fail at something or whatever. If he's trying to get out of the occult district right now, and he's definitely doing that thing where like he keeps suggesting things that are closer to the divine district.
He really doesn't like the occult district.
It's not that. It's not that. This is it's specifically he keeps trying to take you and like talk you into going pretty much as subtly as he can to the divine district to go check up on Triple's court case, which out of character has long since passed, but Pingwing still thinks it's happening.
Well, I made a roll to go find them down. Does this track them?
I'm going to reveal that roll, because, yeah, it definitely does. Pretty much you follow the trail of alchemical ingredients. It's very easy to find them in the occult district.
Penguin, Duck is, something's going on with Duck. We need you, right?
What? And he turns around. Triple, here. And he hands you a thing. It's for your court case. Wait, did it happen? Are you okay? What's happening?
He stashes it. Don't worry, buddy. I got it taken care of. We just gotta fix a couple of problems, but that's the second thing. Duck's got some issues. We gotta get going now. Do you have a strand of her hair by any chance?
I mean, I have this, and he pulls out a hairbrush. Probably, brushing hair. Seems like it'd fit.
Moonplanter is gonna need it. Moonplanter is gonna need that.
He doesn't have the bathwater. Cringe.
The duck pond water.
He's gonna thank Penguin and like start leading him, or rather pushing him to go with the rest of the party.
As if he couldn't look any more stressed. But yes, he does follow.
Don't worry about it. I got my problem figured out.
He kind of nods. Oh, okay. Well, one thing at a time then. And you eventually lead him right all the way back to wherever party may be. Where's party?
In the house.
Where is the house located?
White circle on the map, bottom right, a little bit above the elder root circle.
That's what that circle is. Okay, cool.
I think that's where everyone is.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Pingwing is led back here with Madame Fortuna, because I don't think that she wants to go without her disguises.
Yep.
Oh, Penguin, you're back. Good. Did Triple catch you up?
Kinda. I've been a little stressed today. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Things are only going to get more stressful, unfortunately. When was the last time you saw Duck? I remember her playing the harpsichord with you. We went to sleep. I did not see her the following morning before we went to classes.
That was kind of the last time I saw her too.
Was she still in bed, or was she already awake when you left?
I mean, I just kind of thought that she was with Triple's mom. They seemed to kind of hit it off a little bit. They seemed to be pretty good friends, so I just kind of assumed maybe they went back somewhere, or she just went exploring, or something.
So you left, and left her with my mom and the harpsichord. Okay, so the last sighting really was that dormitory. Guess that means the last one to see her would be my mom.
Well, Penguin, Duck was here. These tracks right here, these tiny ones, they belong to her. She was here after the house burnt down. What's more concerning is Cher Noble has also made an appearance. These are her hoof prints.
Oh.
They were here at approximately the same time.
He looks down. That's a little worrisome.
These are over a day old, so there's no real accounting for where either of them are right now.
And he kind of almost frantically looks around for Tangent. Tangent, you wouldn't by chance have learned that locate spell yet, have you?
Nope.
Darn it.
Also, it only works within 500 feet, just so you know.
Oh, and he kind of like twiddles a little bit.
Tangent says, does anyone have sending prepared? Anybody?
I think the well, who are you trying to use it for? Like, who do you want to contact?
Duh.
I know the I think that bluer deer always has it or knows it. I haven't seen those two either. I'm sure they're off doing mail work.
It's just Balcony Blitz and Wickerwind literally just going mailbox to mailbox right now.
Oh, they're having a blast. They got like the high tech, magically advanced mailboxes here. So like,
yeah,
they're like seeing what's new and like what's been innovated and like how the probably very adept mail ponies of that go on this route have it set up and stuff. But,
certainly.
They're out there.
I wish I could.
I'm sure if we went to a drop box, we might find them at any drop box.
I wish I could get as excited as those two about stuff.
Yeah, they've got a spirit for the mail for sure.
I could start hunting duck and just see where these tracks lead.
Well, you are a hunter, aren't you?
Oh, that's right. All right, GM, I'm gonna hunt prey on duck.
Fantastic. You anime sights her in your, you do the twing your eyes. I'm sure. Pretty cool.
Yep, and I am going to start tracking her.
Fantastic. Give me a survival check. Sweet. As you start to look around, maybe tracks, things like that, I'm just checking DCs really quick right here because, trust me, there is a DC for this, and I'm not sure what it is right now off the top of my head. Let me...
These tracks starting off at about a day and a half old. That's about trained level, depending on the kind of terrain they're walking on. Legendary, I think I can pick up tracks that are over a month old.
It's not just that. That's the thing. Hang on. I actually just need to look up something very specific here because this is going to make a difference. Just give me 1 second. Nice. All right. So legendary. And you do have that 1 feat, which will come into play here actually. Let me just find what that is and just read that really quick before I give you this answer. That is very important.
And I do have experience tracker.
You are looking at this one. Okay. So here's what you notice is that these hoof prints, they seemingly go up to a bookshelf, specifically one that Tangent looks like she's looking at right now. They follow in that direction, and then go right back out the door. Wherein, like normally you would expect, ashen footprints, hoofprints probably to be leading outwards, even very subtle ones. But you notice that they just kind of stop at the door.
They're just gone?
What?
Yeah, they are just gone.
Dimension door.
This is where I remind you, Mr. Planner. Duck has wings.
But I never see her fly.
She doesn't fly too often.
Did she finally level up to where she can fly?
She only needs to be like level 5 for that.
God, dadgummit.
Yeah.
And Cher has dimension door.
It is true.
Which can't bring people along.
Exactly. Not in PF2.
Let me check my focus spell. All right, blah 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 blah. Survival track. At least okay. So there's no limitations on like how long that needs to take place. So I'm gonna cast ephemeral tracking.
And that's what I was waiting for. Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was just waiting for you to bring that up and not me. All right. You cast ephemeral tracking, start to track, and then you kind of like look up. Now, it says all creatures who have passed by in the last hour, specifically. Yeah. So you start like looking through the air itself, trying to figure out like who might have gone back and forth. Honestly, there isn't that many tracks that you find of people like flying. Kind of like looking like through the thing. However, as you start like looking up into the air, you cast your focus spell, and I feel like it almost leads you to what looks to be a single solitary dark gray feather, probably at the top of a tree, that is going in the direction of the Foggy Feywood.
No.
Didn't someone suspect that Babbage could be hiding out in one of these dungeons?
I thought he was out by the Aetherstone pit to the northwest. But I don't believe this would be Babbage himself here. I think he's orchestrating things. This is probably Cher's work.
Well, if she's working against us...
Guys, it could maybe it's some pony who looks like Cher. Well, you know, I've just...
These are her hootprints precisely, Triple. Had a character, the human equivalent would be like, this is her biometric print.
Yeah, I know. This is more Triple's disbelief rather than like me in character, out of character disagreeing. But he's gonna say, you know, that means the last pony to see her was my mom, because Penguin left her with my mom in the Harpist Court. Maybe she can give a little more information.
We should go see her then.
That is true. Now, before you guys move on with there, I did want to ask Tangent, because you know they were asking about a book. You were in front of a case. What were you looking for, Tangent?
Cover, metal fittings, a page, and particularly like a journal or diary of some.
Yeah. So you start looking through the pages of these books. Now, most of these books, like I said, are charred, they're burned down, or
but I can only recover like one piece of information
from
a destroyed text.
Yeah, and as you kind of like look around, remember how I said that, you know, those hoof prints, they kind of go up to that bookshelf? Well, at the very foot of that bookshelf, you do see one book that looks a lot less messed up than the others. In fact, it still looks charred. It's just it doesn't look like. I guess with the perception checks earlier, it doesn't look like it was like charred like with the rest. Like normally you could see flashes of flame or pages that are just kind of like billowing or streaks of ash. This doesn't really have one. It looks like it was almost placed there. But it is still kind of like messed up. The cover's, you know, torn off. There is like pages missing. A lot of the stuff is like burnt and charred, but an interesting book nonetheless, different than the others.
I picked that book.
Fantastic.
What is it? What can I read from it? What can I glean from it?
Aside from just a couple weird like diagrams here and there, like I said, most of the pages in here kind of seem to be messed up, like torched.
No, the table of contents didn't survive.
Table of contents itself did not seem to survive. However, of all people, Tangent, Jinx comes up next to you. Oh, hey, I know that. And she points to like one of the half diagrams that you see on the page. Swift, come look at this.
What's up?
Doesn't that look familiar? And she points to like the half diagram that's on the page that's Tangent's holding right there. And it's like the same sort. It's like part of like an anatomical diagram.
Back at the library.
Oh, it's the one she was looking.
It looks really almost eerily similar
to a Kieran diagram, right?
You see some hooves. They're perhaps cloven. So yes, probably.
Why would she? Well. Not she. What can we discern from that this was here?
Well, you can't really discern much unless Tangent wants to use her wand.
Tangent's gonna use her wand and recreate the table of contents.
Hey! Good idea, Tangent. All right, you go to the table of contents where that would be. You kind of maybe like there's like the tiniest slip of paper, right? That's like where the front page would be, and you start restoring that page alone to what it was. Paper starts to restore itself. And you start seeing the contents. You see the words on the top that just say "Theory of Cloning."
Theory of cloning.
Theory of
What?
Wait, did they clone Duck?
Is she getting a little bit?
Yes, the rest of the table of contents seem to give a lot of information on various things, perhaps things that could be used to make a ritual.
She's going to pocket the book in her inventory, which I'll do later. And, yeah. Well, can I use the spell tomorrow?
Yes, you could use a wand spell once per day without breaking the wand.
That's what I thought. So we'll restore the keyring diagram tomorrow. Okay. She's gonna show everyone else what she found and try to figure out what the diagram might have been.
Can you remind me? Sorry, I've been taking so many notes. Where did you find this book again?
On the bottom shelf of the bookshelf.
Got it. Okay.
It seemed to be out of place compared to like the ashen marks of everything else, and that's just I'm giving you guys that as a detail based on everybody's survival rolls, perceptions, bellhops, like empiricisms, all that stuff.
And what part of the book was this? Like, was this a whole book or?
This was the whole book, but it was here, and it seems that great care was taken in making sure that none of the contents were legible.
I have a suggestion. Jinx did say that she saw that diagram somewhere while she was browsing stuff at the library.
Yeah.
Can we actually go back and check that book?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we can see if it has the same contents.
Yeah, that should be easy to check.
Can we potentially scry on Duck to make sure she's at least alive and okay?
Yep.
That's what the hair is.
I've got it prepared today.
You got scrying prepared?
You could also ask my mom. My mom is a specialist in that kind of thing.
You wanna borrow that crystal ball from Matter Fortuna so everybody can see what's going on? Yep.
Four Leaves is here with us, right?
Outside.
He's kind of outside. He's pretty much just like giving you guys access to the crime scene right now.
All right. Well, Moonplanter would call him over to the scene.
He comes in. Yes?
Mr. Four Leaves, we've found some very disturbing information. A known accomplice to Babbage was here inside this house. These are the hoof prints of Sharon Noble, and we know for a fact that she is training underneath Babbage.
Sharon Noble. And he kind of thinks for a second. I am not aware of this name.
She's a former Bannermane. She was a member of the Sacred Skeins and separated shortly before the ending of the campaign of Wati.
And he kind of thinks it's odd that you seem to use the word campaign, but you know he brushes by it.
It was a campaign.
What it was?
It was when Heatfang was destroyed.
Yeah, I got you.
She separated from it shortly before then.
Yeah, and he kind of thinks about this a little bit. Well, it is good to know that Babbage has an accomplice, well, good and bad. Best that we do know. What can you tell me about this Sharon Noble?
She is a blue unicorn, very short, very promiscuous, and has a twisted sense of evil that I had never encountered before, up until we faced Babbage himself.
Also, probably underage.
He kind of takes note of this.
She talks in a distinctly French accent, I think.
Any notifying characteristics? Clothing? Other than that?
Ushanka.
Gray Ushanka hat and a pleat skirt.
And you said she's a pony?
Yes, unicorn.
Does she have a unique destiny by chance? Does she have a cutie mark?
No, it's Jared's beauty mark.
Let me get a world anvil.
Frantic Chernobyl world anviling, yeah.
Or
I'm
Yes,
not gonna
she
cheat.
does.
I don't remember.
I need to use the bathroom.
What if we just drew this guy
Go
a picture
outside
of her?
for that tangent.
It's like a fire thing.
Like a what?
It looks like a black fire.
Yeah.
Black flame.
Okay, yeah.
And he seems to like pull out like a sketchbook, and he actually starts sketching something himself. As he starts to sketch, Triple, the rest of you guys actually notice the little emblem for his house, how Semitone starts to slightly glow on his armor as he starts sketching, and his hoof gets faster and faster until it's a blur. As he literally just goes down the page like a printer page, and then he turns it around much like this, and he shows you an image of Chernobyl, at least as close as your guys' description.
First of all, you gotta show me how to do that sometime. Second of all, yeah.
And I mean, like, here's the thing: you know, Entangled, when like they show the wanted poster and like the nose is too big or something, you know, like it's kind of like that. I mean, given your guys' description, he pretty much did his best he could to show you, and it is kind of like he's missed some features, but
It's not like I could have gotten a good look. She has like a cape or something, so yeah. But
yeah.
I don't know. It looks similar enough. We're giving him an idea.
But yeah, it seems like Triple, your dad is very artistic.
In before this is the sketch. Hang on.
As if I really look like this. Oh no.
Okay, so what does Triple's dad know about her?
We just gave the information. He was just asking about a mark, about like any identifying stuff.
Yeah, and he pretty much just did like a police sketch of it, pretty much, and just asked if he got details right. And he's just making sure he's pretty much taking down a report himself, because apparently it didn't seem like he knew about it. So he's taking down notes probably to inform the guard, which I believe was Moon Planner's goal.
Can't believe it.
We also believe that she has one of our companions, Duck. She's a short hooves, brown, has the coloration of a mallard duck, so a yellow muzzle with white rings.
And
she was here.
Yeah,
both of them were.
He starts nodding. Missing persons report. Okay, I will get back to the station. I'm going to put this in, and we'll see if we can get more eyes out on these potential folk.
Oh, one final thing, sir. He points up in the direction that she would have flown away. I believe they've gone to the Foggy Wood.
He kind of thinks a little bit. Dangerous place. All right, sooner we get back to the station, the better. And he takes off.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we can go check out see if the book at the library matches the one that we found here.
Yeah, can we do that?
Can we scry on the way there?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I do believe that is a thing. As you go to start scrying, scrying is a what level spell? 6th level. Madame Fortuna, you attempt to try to scry. However, you don't seem to be able to draw enough power from divination energies to be able to pull that spell off.
Actually, I was gonna I was gonna give this to Tangent because she wanted to try it.
Ah.
I have Prying Eye, not Scrying. It's like 2 levels less. So, I mean, if you can't pull this one off, I might not be able to pull it off either, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. Here's the Prying Eye. I also have True Seeing, but we're going to do Prying Eye.
Okay, give me a flat check, Tangent.
Okay. Oh, D120, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
this is within 500 feet, so you gotta tell me where it is, where you're putting it, if you're trying to cast this.
Oh, at the door of the house, and then going up.
Gotcha. And going straight up, you try to make this sensor floating, and with your flat check, that doesn't actually succeed as you try to get this spell off. Once again, it's really hard to summon that amount of divination energy to actually pull this spell off.
The ley line may be interfering with y'all's magic.
Like, we might not be able to investigate as thoroughly as we want until we get through the dungeon.
I'm gonna give one more try. We can at least ask. I don't know. Listen, guys, I know I'm saying a lot for her, but my mom did have a bit of a problem with spying on ponies. Maybe she can give us something later. It may not be a lot.
Gonna try true seeing and see if maybe.
And you get pretty much, even without the flat check, you get the exact same result as when you tried scrying. Seems that levels.
I want to do a re-roll. Do I roll a 1d4?
He said even without the flat check.
Yes.
Tangent, it's ley line is saying no.
Yes.
Okay.
Level 6 spells.
What if you tried to scry?
Level 6 spells are no.
That's why you were able to try it with the level 5 spell of Prying Eye for a second, but both scrying and that one that you're doing doesn't seem like you're able to summon enough energy to be able to pull those specific ones off.
Between the curse and this ley line thing, this is so bullshit.
I know, right?
Well, let's get the book. We still have that laid.
Let's do it quickly. I
Yes.
don't want to waste time while Duck is in danger.
Going to the library. By about this time, I'd say it's probably like 5, 6. No, because you guys had the thing. It'd be about like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys get to the library. There doesn't seem to be that many people that are in it. But you guys do pass other students and stuff that seem to be going to the teleporter. It's winter. Not even that many studies going on. They're just going for a good time. But you guys go to the library. There doesn't seem to be that many people in there. Finding the book is pretty easy. Didn't seem like it was moved, and eventually Jinx kind of pulls it out. Here it is. And she pulls out the anatomy book.
Checking the table of contents. Does it match the same kind of table of contents we saw from Tangent Spell?
Negative. This seems to be a different subject matter. And she starts like flipping through it a little bit. This is the one that kind of looks similar, and yeah, if you match it up to just the edges of what you could see from that diagram of the charred book of tangents, it does seem to be of the same nature of like maybe it's like a reprint or a copy, or maybe they have a printing press or something like that kind of deal, right? It seems to be used, and she turns it over. This book is, and this is where I gotta just look up one thing here. Just to make sure I'm getting my information right.
Why do you have an anatomy book, Jinx?
And she kind of like, she didn't have it. You guys had to go to the library to find it.
It was at the library. Yeah, she was just flipping through some things while I was doing my own studying.
Mm-hmm. This seems to be a book on necromancy of sorts, and she turns it over, kind of shows you guys. This seems to have a lot of diagrams and things, starter stuff. Look, and then she turns the page. There's like a Kieran diagram, then there's like a unicorn diagram. Very different physiological differences. How to adjust for that when it comes to runes or whatever. If you want to get the max power potential out of basic spellcasting stuff or whatever, right? It's pretty much all this book goes over. And then she just kind of like puts it back. And like she starts like looking over. Bellhop.
What's up?
Your That's Odd activates.
Odd time.
Yeah. You notice it's kind of curious. Every book in this section of the library that you guys are in has to do with like different necromantic things. So you got, but most of the titles and covers and things that you're able to see have some sort of diagram on them. Clearly, that's a very big part of that specific school of magic.
Necromancy and cloning. Any of that kind of tie into anything you might have known about her, Jinx?
About who?
Like asking Jinx if necromancy and cloning rings a bell to her from anything she knew about Cher.
She kind of thinks a little bit. I mean, she kind of like wonders. Not really. And she kind of like ruminates for a second. She always gave me these crazy nightmares. But past there, I can't really say. Shakes her head.
Okay. Alright, well, I don't know if we have enough information to discern this for ourselves here. Might just have to go find her. In the donjon.
No time like the present.
Right.
Fantastic. Well, we are at 3 minutes and 3 hours and 30, so I think that that's actually a good point for us to wrap up for today, honestly.
We got like 12 hours left.
I don't know about that one. I gotta, I still think that that's a good place for us to wrap off. Nice little cliffhanger, but I do hope everybody had fun in the meantime. Things to ruminate for next session.
I thought we were going to at least get to the entrance of the donjon before you called it, like right at midnight.
Oh no. I try to. I'm trying to stick to my 3 hour, 30-minute threshold where I can. But it's okay.
We do appreciate you, Meanly. This adventure is going well. You definitely have our attention.
Awesome. I hope you guys had fun. I'm gonna go ahead and push the button. Everybody say bye.
Goodbye.